Fucking jerk. All I wanted was a flying ship. So close and yet so far every single fucking time.
One might even think it's a conspiracy.
It is a conspiracy of the DM. Destroys my new one I had.
That was unfortunate.
Who destroyed that one? I forgot.
You did.
I did? How did I do that?
Yeah, with that stupid tower of undead you had.
Stupid Tower of Undead.
And the tower starts falling and it hits your ship.
Oh, you
And
mean
then
the
you crash
Obsidian
your
Gate
ship.
Tower that you closed to prevent the world coming to an end?
Yeah, I think if I had
That
to redo it, I would just let the world end so I could have a flying ship. I won't make that mistake a second time. They'll be like, all you have to do is crash your ship and you'll kill Qualish. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and head off to the Astral Sea.
I will say I was talking to Mara. It was funny because I've been listening to Critical Role. This is my first time listening through the whole thing, and they're reaching the point where they get to Dis. And I texted Mara. I was like, I feel like such a tourist. Like I've been there. I've been there.
Which season are you listening to?
The first one.
Yeah. I actually forgot that he took them to Dis. I took my build of Dis out of like an old Forgotten Realms stack that I kept from a while ago. And just built it off of that. I don't rebuild a lot of things anymore. I just go look for what I used to write or used to use.
Yeah.
And then
you've been doing it long enough. I mean, shit, you should have everything practically. I'd imagine.
I have everything but a job.
Oh, what happened?
Sony took a pass.
Oh, motherfuckers.
Womp womp.
Yeah, it was pretty disappointing. Mostly because we had, made the mistake of allowing ourselves to hope.
Oh, yeah. Because
I'd gotten all the way to like the highest level of interview, and I'm pretty sure it was their EVP that just didn't like me. I often find that EVP and senior level people will often confuse confidence with arrogance.
Yeah, try to be more wimpy next time.
No, I won't.
Don't be so confident.
I know. I'll never pander ever.
Plus it's like super hard to get a job when you're old.
Yeah, I don't exactly.
Because there's ageism.
Yeah, I don't exactly fit the physical profile of what they're looking for, which is ironic, right? Because they, these interviewers will tell you that they're looking for exactly my skill set, but then they pass as soon as they meet me. So either I'm just automatically an asshole, or they're like, oh, we better not hire a 50-year-old because this could go poorly for us.
Yeah, you could have a lot of medical insurance problems and stuff.
The other thing, too, is they don't do feedback anymore on your interviews because they don't want to be sued for anything. So, they only work with recruiters now. They never work with you directly anymore. And the only thing they tell recruiters is we've decided to go with a different candidate. That's all they ever say. No feedback. No detail, no nothing.
What was the position, if you don't mind my asking?
Enterprise Agile Coach.
Oh.
For their financial division.
Oh, okay.
So.
Well, bummer. Better luck next time.
I mean, I know I could tell they wanted to get rid of me because they were like, "Aren't you going to retire? When are you going to retire? Are you retiring yet?" Like all the fucking time.
Yeah, but you were a real shit disturber, man. You were always causing problems. You didn't toe the line. You lied on your reports. True. You kept putting cadavers in the wrong places.
Yeah, right.
You were a snitch. You were all those things.
I wish I was some of those because I probably would still be working there because they like those kind of people.
Exactly. Although you're much happier now, if you don't mind me saying.
I actually told the truth and it cost where I was working $20 million. They probably didn't like me for that much either, but that didn't come out till after I retired. So.
Because you told the truth?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Was it about an arrest or something?
No, it was about a medical case that I was on, and I responded to a medical aide, and a few people lied on it and I didn't, and they sued the university and they won.
Wow.
Good.
And they're like, what did this guy say? And I said, he said this. And he goes, he didn't say this. And I go, nope. Or I would have wrote it in my report. And they're like, oh, okay. And then there was slight hints of like, hey, you need to adjust your report. And I go, adjust it? No, I'm not doing that. So I was like, it's even, it's my notes. Everything is, oh, fuck you. I'm not writing it that way.
And that's why I'm glad you retired, because you're much happier for it.
Yeah. Less stress, man.
On that note, we're all here for tonight. Let's get this going. OMG. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Look at that baby.
We've got 5 of 6 players tonight. Asborn, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Hi, Bash. Love you, Bash.
My sons. I have both my sons with us tonight. I've got Sebastian looking at is he looking at the monitor? Is that what he's looking at?
No, I think he's looking at the microphone.
Yeah. Probably wants to get his little fingers around it. And then my other son,
and he wants to. Never mind.
My other son, who plays Dyson, is close to his 20th birthday party.
Woo!
Whoop, whoop.
So,
almost can drink legally.
Except he hates to drink.
Oh, well, that's good.
He's almost old enough to go and buy legal pot.
Smoke crack. Buy pot.
There you go.
Crack. Way to go.
The goal
Tobias.
of every 20-year-old.
It'll be legal. It'll be legal soon.
Well, yeah, it's called coffee.
Yeah. Coffee now with crack. I've been up for 47 hours.
Now
Thanks,
with
coffee
extra
crack.
Now with extra crack. Thanks, coffee
Thanks,
crack.
Mr. Cracky. They'll call it something cool.
It's the Kraken.
There you go.
Don't listen
They'll just
to
put
them.
it in the rum.
Put some crack in your cracking.
Well, at least I'm glad that's the crack you were talking about.
Like Buster? Buster Kraken?
No Buster McCracken.
Buster McCracken?
Buster McCracken.
No Buster McCracken. No.
I challenge anybody that can remember where we last left off.
We're in the water as the ship exploded. And there was like an atomic explosion that wiped out the docks.
In the water, huh?
Yeah, we were in the water.
Okay.
Shush up, Flyer. You don't know what you're talking about. Eat your apple. Eat your apple, Eve.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
It's very tasty.
I bet. Did the
Tastes
snake
like-
tell you it was good?
Tastes like Innocence Lost.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That snake said it's super good. Try it.
Try it. You'll never regret it. I promise
That's
you.
right.
My notes are a hot mess. I don't. I'm like looking at it. I'm like, what does this mean?
Mine are hieroglyphics. It's like a boat with a mouse in the water. It's like,
Well,
okay.
I also missed a session, so like I don't know if I don't know.
No, actually, you didn't miss a session.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't play.
No,
didn't
not
play.
that. It was I missed the session like a while ago.
Oh, prior
when I was
to
out of
that,
town. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, that was the one, prior, while you were unconscious.
It was
You
when y'all were
here for
in
the last
this. The last one I remember was we were trying to figure out how to get off that boat, and then like the sigil was having issues, and then
You're
Having
really
issues.
spot
You
on.
mean trying to kill us?
I mean yes. Well, and we couldn't figure it out. We're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Utilizing our
Sigil
only
was
weakness,
having issues.
Our brains.
Tobias.
Yeah, your brains.
It's
For
like
sure.
utilizing the party's only weakness, Tobias. They were lured onto a flying ship to be destroyed.
Well, because we're trying to get to Qualish, yes, because he.
No, we just wanted to. We were trying to get to Qualish.
We're trying to get to Qualish because we need to have.
Via flying ship, not like on a bus for 14 hours waiting.
I told you we could have just chartered a flippin' flying ship.
Yeah, charter.
He doesn't want that. He wants to be a pirate.
Oh, sure, we could charter a flying ship. That's fine. Won't be chartered
Now
for
he's
long,
fine
though.
with it.
Now he's fine with it. We're probably gonna die, and now he's fine with it.
Yeah, I'm fine with that now because I tried to get my ship, obviously denied. Now I have to get it the old-fashioned way. Do a little bit of pirating.
Oh my god.
And I'll tell you right now, walking the plank on a flying ship is a bitch.
Hey, first mate,
goodness.
take us 10,000 feet, would you?
That's right.
Join the Mile Die Club.
Yar, you be walking the plank.
Yeah,
kid.
the
8,000
Mile Die
feet.
Club. Yeah, it's like, can I roll the damage? Isn't it 1d6 per 10 feet? Please.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's when you have
One
to
day-
actually use the D&D Beyond dice because you don't have
Yeah, I
enough.
have to do the DB. Just click, 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 click. What's that clicking? Who's clicking? It's me. I'm making like 1,000 die.
No, it's the DM.
Yeah,
Because he rolls the
I know.
falling damage. Yeah.
But I mean, can you imagine like a charter captain? Come on. Pretty easy to waste and get rid of.
Oh my god. They'll have a
What?
crew.
Oh, yeah, we can get rid of the crew. Come on, we fought dragons. You're like, oh no, a chartered boat crew. That's beyond us.
They're
We've been to
probably
the
all,
hell.
like-
We've been to hell. We fought
Probably all
demons.
level 60. We didn't fight any of
We bullshitted devils. We did all kinds of crazy shit. Now you're like,
I say, I don't know
oh, a charter boat captain?
Well-
Time out, buddy.
Let's make a clarification on that. You lied to a betrayer god.
Yeah.
We lied to a betrayer.
It's in their name. Come on.
This is great. We lied
That's
to a
pretty
betrayer
sneaky.
god. That's not going to come back and bite us in the ass.
Yeah. Wouldn't be
Oh
my
my God,
worst
what is
Tuesday night.
Sebastian playing with? I can hear him playing.
Hold on, I'll turn the volume down on it.
Aw.
This is Jumper.
Ah.
I hear it too.
Oh, frick. Man.
All right, is that lower? Can you still hear it?
Yeah, but it's lower. It's fine.
That's fine.
Okay.
I don't want to disrupt his fun. Besides, it's just the sound of
His
a devil playing dancing puppets with your corpses. So it's all good.
Right? Yeah, that sounds about right.
That wouldn't be
Yeah.
my worst
Yeah.
Tuesday night.
As Tobias, it probably wouldn't be.
It wouldn't be. Now there's two of me, which is even worse.
I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
You forgot about that, huh?
Yeah.
Just when I was not annoying
That's
enough. Just when, like, one of them was annoying as hell. Now we got two of them.
Hooray!
So, where we last left off, you guys had made the pact after discovering that Zarel was actually captured and being used as almost like a battery or conduit between the level of Avernus and what was revealed to you as Qualish seemingly having some kind of relationship or being influenced by the Chained Oblivion, or the idea of the Chained Oblivion. Using this to your advantage, taking Dyson's recommendation, took this information back down to Dis, and then negotiated with his now former parentage, Despater. The guy, a new pact was formed, an agreement of sorts on how to possibly stop whatever's happening, as a very tentative alliance between Zarel and Despater and your team has been subjectively put together. But as a way to make sure that they understand what's going on, Tobias was remade, and his duplicate form came into existence, and this seemed to be more curse than reward. It's kind of depends on your point of view.
A true punishment. Wanted
But
to
with
make
this-
sure that we suffered.
This fractured repurpose kind of bit of Tobias's soul made into his exact double, with just more of a kind of nefarious and darkened look about him. The team finally was able to leave Avernus, make their way back to Holyhead, and then plan their next moves, which included the realization that not only do you know where you, or kind of know the area where Qualish might be, You begin to realize that other things are going on as you discover that we discovered that Samara's mother and the Brecht organization, the ghost hunters, are currently executing some kind of activity, and they're closing in on the sect that you guys had discovered as being a part of the Morrow Valley influence, where they were taking the obsidian rock and converting them into either influenced by souls or converting them into some kind of darkened energy to be used for nefarious purposes. With that seemingly under control, the team then just realized that Qualish's vessel had never actually left the port of Nicodranus. And discovering where it was at harbor, you then proceed to board the vessel and make an attempt at stealing it. For some reason, this group, the Storm Chasers, had completely forgotten that they were on the ship of a master artificer who probably used it as bait to hopefully attract you here, executed the indomitable sigil. The other thing we're beginning to notice is that the magic of the world is becoming unpredictable, random, and the degrees of power upon which it can be relied on seems to be being suffused by whatever Qualish is doing.
Jason really likes doing that.
I don't know what you mean.
Jason.
With the execution of the trap, the indomitable sigil almost executed, the team at least figured out how to delay it and then use that as an opportunity to try to get out of the trap. Unfortunately, with the magic being unreliable and wild now, it was Asborn who was teleported up into the estate manor of the Storm Chasers, up into the Beowulf estate, while Samara and Mara were cast out into the harbor. But for Fire, Thyson, and Tobias, a portal opened. And this portal, kind of giving off a strange kind of energy, offered the only opportunity of escape before Samara, Asborn, and Mara saw the vaporization of the vessel and part of the dock that it was adhered to. And that's where we last left off. Fire, Thyson, and Tobias, after jumping through this portal, the first thing that hits you is a smell of smoke. Your eyes are burning with it. Your throat's clogged with a choking sensation. And it's at that moment you realize you're hovering above a familiar-looking harbor, but there's something wrong with the time of day. The sun is out, but it is wrapped in dark landscape of smoke and clouds. The ruins of Nicodranus can be seen all in front of you. You can see shattered buildings and structures. The entire city is awash with flame and the sounds of creatures moving through the streets. You can see creatures flying about. That's when you notice there are now 2 moons instead of 1.
Are we in the upside down?
Not exactly.
Are we in the ethereal plane?
You are...
We're in the future.
Yeah, I would guess that Tobias kind of mutters that out, and that kind of feels like where you are. The portal is still open behind you.
Oh my God, jump back through.
With energy.
I don't want to be in the future. Jump back through.
Hey, we might be able to do something here.
All right. The future? Oh, no. Let's go back and stop.
They might have flying ships in the future. There's stuff flying around out there. One of them could be a ship.
No. Those aren't flying ships. Those are flying betrayer gods. No, let's just go back in.
All right.
It's Cthulhu up there. No, let's go back in. I mean, Cthulhu.
And we'll see this. We'll see this soon enough. Okay. I'm gonna go back through.
Can we jump back through?
Is that
Yeah.
before or after the ship exploded?
I know, right?
Depends
Well,
on the
this
time.
conversation would
the
have
time
taken
dilation,
longer
right?
Then yeah.
Yeah. Wait a minute. If we go back, we could be going back into an explosion.
Well, how long was left on the timer when we jumped through?
I couldn't hear you. What?
How long was left on the timer when we jumped through?
I mean, it was in its final 10-second countdown. I mean, it was counting down to its conclusion.
Okay.
Thyson, are you there? Probably fell back
Thyson!
asleep.
Tyson, should we jump back through? We're in the future.
He's probably not even there. Oh my God.
Tyson!
His last couple of weeks of being a despondent teenager, he is in full bloom. That is for sure. As he has disappeared on us.
Okay, cut back to Asborn and
Yeah, so Asborn, you're up in the Beowulf Tower. You just watched the ship
Mhm.
evaporate. Samara and Mara are down in the harbor bay, initially swimming towards the ship, trying to kind of do
We're
something.
just screaming at this point.
Yeah. As you watch the ship vaporize, and this kind of like cloud and arcane moat of dust kind of burls up into the air.
There's nothing left.
Give me a perception as you begin to swim and look as you're swimming towards it.
What is my perception?
Dude, I thought you said. Never mind.
That's good. 25.
Looking through the piers and posts of the one section of the docks that you can see, there are a couple ships that are slightly damaged that were kind of anchored alongside the docks near the one that just blew up. It's strange though, as you and Mars swim a little further around to get a better view, you can see just a kind of yellowish orb of energy and smoke where the ship used to be that is just kind of gradually collapsing in on itself, and then eventually almost like the indomitable glyph was self-consuming at that point. Now you can smell ozone, burnt timber, like electrical arconic static in the air.
But there's not like wreckage in the water. Like I would be looking around for their bodies.
Yeah, you
I
can
guess.
see. Yeah, you're looking and you don't see anything floating in the water. You just see where the pier was damaged and some of the other ships were damaged, but there's literally no sign of the remains of the vessel itself. Like nothing, just completely disapparated.
Do I see the portal up above?
Looking up, you don't see anything.
So Mara and I are just
You
going,
don't know there was a portal.
shit.
Yeah, you wouldn't have any knowledge of the portal because that opened for them after you guys
After
already
you bamfed
bamfed
out.
out.
Yeah.
I get another funeral? This is awesome.
The problem is that neither of us has like sending or message or anything, so I don't know how we're going to contact anyone.
Asborn, what are you doing?
How far is the tower again from the docks?
Probably a good quarter mile. It's like up on the cliffs looking down into the Restless Wharf. You can, obviously it's known for its view, so you can see the entire Restless Wharf and the dock area, but you're a good quarter to half mile away, and you can see off in the distance that bright explosion and orb kind of collapse in on itself, and just kind of like small telltale fires or damage from the nearby buildings and vessels that were near the dock that just swallowed the ship.
I am going to pack 6 sandwiches in high hopes that they're okay. And I'm going to start my long journey with a stick sack over my shoulder. I'm just going to start walking back.
Are you hobo carrying Sammy's down to the crime scene?
Yep.
It's going to be very helpful when we're
am-
finding their dismembered bodies. Yes.
I am just praying that they're alive because I didn't see what happened before the explosion. So I think
No.
everyone's dead.
Yeah. So you grab some sandwiches, you grab your hobo stick, and you immediately race out the door at the lamentations of like the house staff and everybody wondering where you're going. They didn't even know you were back. And there's like a trail of your personal guard like chasing after you as you're kind of quickly making your way down into the Restless Wharf. Tyson, you back?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Did you hear the description of what you guys saw through the portal?
Yeah.
Okay. So give me an Arcana check, please, Tyson.
Okay.
I want to help.
Is that you eating food, my son?
No.
Oh.
It might be me. I want to help.
You can't really help with this, unfortunately.
Darn it.
22.
22. You recognize the spell that you guys jumped through was a gate spell that had somehow, because of the way the magic had weakened and become strangely wild, had inadvertently thrown the three of you into the future, and you've glimpsed this horrorscape. But the gate still remains open. There's a chance it might lead you back. Or at least it could also lead you to another plane of existence. I mean, the magic is very unpredictable
Tyson,
right now.
should we jump back? Tyson, should we jump back?
How bad does it look?
How bad does a
Awful.
horrorscape look?
Yeah.
It's
It's
pretty awful.
It has horror in its name.
It looks like Best Buy after Black Friday.
During Black Friday.
No, it's
It
after.
looks
because during
like-
would be when it all exploded.
Dyson's smart enough to know that what you're looking at is a landscape of Qualish winning.
He won. All right, guys.
Oh my god! Let's jump back through. Tyson, jump back
Can't
through.
we ever see a happy freaking ending around? Okay.
All right. Let's go.
You guys
Good reminder.
go back through the gate. Mara, where the two of you are swimming, there's a shock of energy, and three individuals fall out of the sky.
Still
And
screaming.
into the water.
screaming.
Yeah. You see Fire and Tyson and Tobias.
Two Tobiases.
Yeah, two Tobiases land. Actually, no, there was only one of you on the other side of the gate. After you come back through, your second Tobias reappears, and then the two Tobiases fall. So while you were on the other side of that gate looking into that possible future, that Tobias was gone, which, well, actually with that, Fire, give me a religion check, because you might have some insight into what that might mean.
That means that they killed.
Are they drowning or are they swimming okay?
They're swimming. They're like within about 10 feet of you, and they're like treading water, coughing out the water after they splashed into it.
And I'm like, are you okay? Are you okay? No answer? No.
21.
21?
I'm like, what's 14 plus 7? That's 21.
Considering
21.
Tyson made a new pact with the Spader, and that Tobias's duplicate was the anchor to that pact, the fact that the duplicate wasn't in that future vision tells you that more than likely the Spader was destroyed.
Oof.
Ooh. They dissed Spader.
That was a pact with Zarel, not the Spader.
I'm sorry, Zarel. Yeah, no,
It was
you're right.
Zarel.
Don't you use that voice at me, son.
Actually, it's not even my pact. It's Tobias's pact because he chose to do it because I told him to.
Yep.
Actually,
that's true.
So do we need to how far are we out in the water?
You're maybe 100 feet off a nearby dock.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Water Walk on us so that way we can just walk across the water back there and we don't have to be all
Mara
drowning.
probably wants to swim.
I'll leave Mara as she is, but everybody else, you get to walk on water now. I Jesusified you. Go.
So as all of you suddenly find yourself able to walk on the surface of the harbor water.
Wild mothered us.
Yes.
You know what? No, I don't like that one either. Sounds like a very dirty handle. as all of you are, well, Mara's swimming towards one of the ladders that hang down into the water. She immediately climbs up and gets up on the dock. The rest of you walk over to where the stone stairs lead into the harbor water and then back up onto the walkway that kind of runs the length of the Restless Wharf. And as all of you come up out of the water, kind of, shaking off the water and gathering there as a group, you watch as Asborn comes walking around a corner with an entourage of house staff in tow, carrying a bag full of sandwiches. But the six of you are back together again. And I believe you arrived in Nicodranus in the afternoon, correct? From Holyhead? Or is it still mid-morning? I would say it'd be mid-morning because you guys had took a rest at the Crooked Cat, got up the next morning, decided to teleport, I believe, to Nicodranus using, I think, Samara, your spell, I believe? Your tree spell?
I don't think so.
I think we used my word of recall.
Oh, that's right. Your word of recall.
That's what it was, yes.
Yeah. And that brought
But it
you back
did
to
work,
Nicodranus. But now you guys are back together again. The vessel has been destroyed as far as you could tell. Fire, Thyson, and Tobias, you've had a glimpse of the future. Samara and Mara, you survived whatever had happened. But you guys are back together again. It's mid-morning. The posted watch and guard are starting to be curious about what just happened and examining the damage. And it's, there's onlookers and gawkers as other vessels are in the process of just their normal daily routine of being loaded up with supplies and trade. And now the Restless Wharf has come alive and swarming and buzzing with activity as the storm chasers have returned. And there's that familiar awkwardness of, oh yeah, these are the people that saved us. And they arrived just in time for a ship to blow up. That's kind of on par with their activities.
It's not our fault.
All
To be
right.
fair, we did not know that it was a trap.
I mean,
That's right. Well, we better get that flying ship chartered. Actually, I need to go change clothing. I need to make sure my
we
powder's
just
dry.
could dunk in the future. I mean, the harbor. We really need. I need a shower. Unless, Dyson, do you have prestidigitation?
You're
Can
so
you
much
make me look
skinnier when
wet?
you're wet.
Of course I do.
My hair has volume.
I poof her out.
Oh, that's better. Thank you. And I start slimming down my hair.
Don't get a hairball again. That's gross.
So, what happened?
We went to the future and saw it all destroyed, so no big deal.
We jumped in a portal.
That's gone
is
great
the
for us
future.
before.
Yeah, well, we didn't blow up.
That's fair.
What happened to the ship? Where?
That's gone. That's real gone. So I think Tobias is right.
Aw.
We need to go charter a ship and we need to get a move on.
Oh, you mean like I wanted to do in the first place?
A
Yeah,
flying ship?
just-
Charter a flying ship.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Okay.
go from there.
Yeah, but
I'm
we got to get
gonna-
ready for that. We need to be
Yeah.
kitted out properly.
Okay, you guys go. Asborn and I can go and deal with trying to find a flying ship. to
Okay.
charter. Okay, you guys.
What do you
meet
want us
at
to
the
do?
tower. We'll meet you at the tower.
Okay.
I hand out
Asborn?
sandwiches.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I mean, going to the future is
Exhausting.
hungry business.
Asborn, you're so random. I don't get it.
I knew you guys would survive, so I bought sandwiches.
I mean, she was right. So
Like, how about a, dry pair of clothes?
I'm dry.
I don't have
picnic
anything that can
basket.
dry you off. Sorry.
I mean, last time before I got teleported, you guys were still dry. I didn't know you would need clothes.
I
What
could
kind of
guess.
sandwich-
I could
what kind of
guess
sandwiches did
whirlwind
you
on
eat?
A fucking ocean. What did you think was gonna happen at minimum?
Well, I was thinking maybe you were getting hungry in the cage. I didn't think you would still be
Cage
like,
that
in the
was
ocean.
trying to kill us.
The
Yeah, what if
dozen
you're
or so
hungry?
house staff that followed her down here immediately cover all of you with like blankets and like realizing you're soaked to the bone, with the exception of Mara. She's actually kind of
Quite
happy.
enjoying it.
Yeah.
I'm not soaked anymore.
What kind of sandwiches did you bring?
Mayonnaise, just only for you.
Just mayonnaise.
Ew.
Mayonnaise sandwiches.
Yeah, only for you though.
Man,
Everyone
these
else-
sandwiches taste
everyone
good.
I know.
like
Now I know you
guilty.
grew up with money because you can't make a sandwich to save your ass.
I
Everyone
like
made
sneaking-
sandwiches for you, huh? Next
I'm
time, have the
sneaking
staff
everyone
make the
else a
sandwiches.
BLT.
Oh,
I'm a
BLT.
good cook. I'm a good cook, just not for you.
Here,
You know,
Tobias,
mouse
you can have
man
my
needs
You
to
brought
get
me bugbear lettuce and tomato sandwiches. Those sound horrible.
I'm gonna push Asborn over to fire and say, "Go get
Oh.
the ship."
Dan, I thought you were gonna push him over the
We're gonna
dock.
go-
That would have been hilarious.
we're gonna go try and find a we're gonna go charter a ship.
I push him over the side with his sandwiches.
And I
Alright,
guess
thanks
so
for
the
the
rest of us
mayonnaise
are going
sandwich.
to our tower.
We'll see you at the tower.
So who's all
Okay.
going to the Beowulf estate?
What's the Beowulf estate?
That's your
That's where we
guys'
live.
tower.
I raised
The
Tobias's
tower.
hand for him.
All right, fine.
Although the house staff kind
I
of
get
looks
a
at
hint.
the two different Tobiases with kind of a little bit of curiosity on their face. So who's all going back to the estate?
Everyone
Got
but Asborn and I.
Wait a
Yeah,
minute.
Mar-
wait a
I'm
minute.
gonna carry
Mara's-
the ship,
Must-
right?
Mara
Wait, he's
raised-
getting
Mara-
really specific right now. We need to be careful.
I'm just asking because you guys keep talking
Mhm.
over each other. I can't hear you.
Oh, okay.
So who's going to the estate?
Samara, Mara, Tobias, Dyson.
Gotcha. And then Fire and Asborn are going to go try to charter a ship of some sort. Correct.
With a preferably weak crew.
So there are some possibilities for that. So Samara, Dyson, Mara, and Tobias, you're heading back to the estate tower. Fire, with the successes that you guys have had over the period of time, a lot of the embassies have been opened in Nicodranus. There is the new embassy of Othanzia, which is linked to Vasselheim. There's also the new Amman assembly that's linked to the continent of Taldori, both of which would probably be good sponsors for different kinds of ships you might be looking for. Especially the Amman embassy, they normally could possibly have airships available, ones that are usually used to shuttle between the continents, through limited use or expensive use at the very least. But there's always been rumors and understanding that other people of wealth and power could possibly have access to these ships. Who do you want to try to seek out first? Because any of the ships that would be offered up in the Restless Wharf would be like traditional sailing vessels. At the very least. You're muted.
Okay, whichever one I'm most likely to, strike gold with.
I mean,
The
that's up
last
to you.
one, I guess. Well, Asborn, which one do you think?
I pull out a coin.
I mean, I could have asked a magic 8 ball.
I flip it. I choose the first one.
The first one, he said.
So that would be Othanzia, the Othanzia embassy. You guys go to an area of, I recall, since we are in Nicodranus again, let me make sure that map is
Yes.
back up.
Do we have do I have a Nicodranus map? Do I?
So you guys recall that the Opal archways is usually where most of the government buildings and dignitary structures are. There are some in the open quay, but the open quay is a little bit more renowned for its markets and shops. But you make your way out of the Restless Wharf up into the Opal archway. You track down what's called Emissary Row, which is where all the different dignitaries and different organizations kind of keep their many different buildings, whether they be guilds, emissaries, or whatever. You have no problem tracking down the Othansian emissary. You approach it, walk up the main stairs, and into the kind of like reception area. There is a very typical bureaucratic looking male human there, wearing kind of like the Othansian color station, the great Othansian kind of banners in the background. It's just like a single reception desk with a bunch of empty chairs, and this person is just standing behind the desk, like looking through documents and journals, and kind of sees the two of you walk in. Oh, this is going to be good. Miss Sinclair, is it?
Hello.
And as you look, Asborn, your family's had dealings with this guy. He goes by the name of Brucin Happelbaum. He's a complete bureaucratic nightmare.
Oh.
But he's well connected, and he knows your family.
Okay.
And he goes by Brew for short.
Boo for short. Okay. Why, hello, Boo. I have
Miss
a business
Sinclair.
inquiry you might be interested in.
Oh, really? Normally, when your family usually gets here, that's usually good enough for us. However, I shall hear what you have to say. What is it that you need? Please don't touch anything. Your name, Miss?
Fire.
Yes. Hands to yourself. Thank you. Smart. Just give it. Fucking bureaucrat.
Do you know, out of character, that is just making Fire want to touch everything.
Well, obviously, that's Fire's
She
nature.
didn't feel like it before, but now she wants to touch everything.
What is it that you need, Miss Sinclair?
How feasible is it to charter a flying ship?
The intercontinental transit ones, or ones for local use, the smaller ones?
I tap Fire. Fire, what do you think Tobias would be satisfied with? Do you think he'll be satisfied with the smaller ones?
I think he'll just be happy if it flies.
Oh, you're right. Just the local ones. It's
Well,
a small scale operation we're looking at.
Hold on. Out of character. We're trying to go to rescue Qualish out in the ocean, but it wasn't that far away, right? It didn't feel like it was that
You
far
have
away.
no idea where it is. Every time you look, it's impossible to tell. It is way north of Nicodranus and probably closer towards very much north of the Korsaka jungle and somewhere off of its coast, which is by land a week to 2 weeks, by sea a week, by airship maybe 3 days.
You're muted.
You're muted.
From what we would understand, would that be considered one of the local ones, or would that
Yeah,
be
the
intercontinental
big
that
ships
we talked
the
about?
big ship he's referring to are the ones that transit between major capitals to another capital within different continents. So
Okay.
there's the
that
large
one-
intercontinent ships that are used to ferry large groups of people or
Okay.
product or merchandise, depending on the guilds that hire them for their use, because they are very rare. They don't run constantly. They're expensive to hire.
So, for our purposes, we would be more looking towards the little ones, not the intercontinental.
Yeah,
ones.
one of the
Or
probably one of the
transcontinental.
more local,
Okay.
what they call the kind of like local airships, almost like
Okay.
to a certain degree, almost they treat them almost like shuttles, almost like trams to a certain extent, where they can hold about 8 to 10 people. They're usually maybe 20 to 30 feet long, maybe 15 feet wide. They do use the typical kind of arcane nature of.
You're not there, Tobias.
They use the typical typical arcane product of the Broomstone. They're usually cheaper to hire or buy, even in some cases, if you have the right connections. It just kind of depends on the circumstance and the situation.
Okay, cool. So yeah, then I would be leaning more towards the smaller one.
Mhm.
I think the bigger one would be overkill.
But we're looking for one of the smaller local ships to charter. Maybe even pay a few down payments for, depending on how much it costs.
You got to stop wiggling that because we didn't see that, Tobias.
It just said no.
Just said no.
Oh,
Exclamation.
gotcha.
Do you have any information regarding the available ships?
I have only 2 local airships that are available. One is called the Silver Bell, and the other one is referred to as the Moonlight. Both of which are available. I would say that the current owner of the Moonlight has given some information to us that he's very much interested in selling it. Of course, you'd have to go speak with that directly to him. He
his name?
goes by the name of Arturus Mindgiver.
Arturus the Mindgiver.
I believe you can find him in the Open Quay. He is one of the major investors in bringing the Open Quay back into its original condition. He's currently building many structures there, and I believe he is looking to sell the ship to raise funds for some of his projects. I'm sure he'd
Would you
be very
able to give
amicable.
us a rough estimate? I'm looking at financial feasibility right now.
Well, I mean, you could certainly lease the Silver Bell. You could lease it for a short-term 30-day contract. Will come with a small crew if necessary, or you can crew it yourself if you know how to fly it. We could lease that to you for 1,000 gold per day, so 30,000 gold.
Okay, 30,000 gold. Okay.
So
Or you-
30,000 gold. Do you still want to? I like whispered to Fire. Would you still want to give Arturus a call?
Yeah, let's go talk to him first and see what he wants for it, and then we'll see which one we want to go with.
Okay.
The bureaucrat gives you the contact information and the address of Arturus. The bureaucrat looks.
We'll maybe back.
Oh, very well. Be sure to give Arturus my thanks, and to remind him of my finder's fee, if you would, please. Thank you.
No
Will
problem, Boo. Always good doing business with you.
So you guys are going to head out to the.
For a second, it sounded like you called him Boo.
Boo.
No problem, Boo.
Boo.
No problem, Boo. I got you, Boo.
You're going to head out towards the Open Quay looking for Arturus. Samara, Thyson, Mara, and Tobias, you guys arrive back at the Beowulf Estate, to your familiar home and base that was gifted to you after helping lift the siege on Nicodranus many months before. What would you guys like to do with your morning?
I feel like we need to be useful and like figure out where Qualish is. So we've had trouble though every time we've tried to scry, right?
And that's mostly been because of the instability of magic right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a bath
Okay.
and dry off and then get new clothes on.
Okay.
A bubble bath?
Yeah, of course.
And like at some point, Samara, as you're traipsing up and down the hallways trying to figure out what to do next, you peek in on the 2 Tobiases in the bath. One is on one end, one is on the other end, and they're like staring at each other. And the bath is filled with bubbles.
And then I go, hey, watch out where you put your foot.
As they say in unison.
So,
That's right.
Thyson, do you have anything that can similar to scrying? Something that could help us find at least gist of where he is?
Hold on.
I mean, I can
Whatever
try
became
scrying
of
again,
that
but
project that you were working on, Thyson, with that giant gem that you absconded with?
It's a giant gem that banishes people real good.
Yeah, that one.
What, you want me to use that?
Well, I don't know. I was looking at my notes. I'm always going over notes, and I don't know if we ever resolved anything with that. I think you were doing studying on it, and you had figured out what it does, but it's also a construct that can be altered or reused as well.
I also have to find out what that metallic skull that's like floating in a display case does that I bought.
Yeah, you've had that. When did you buy that? Oh, you bought that in Avernus, right?
No, that was at Jane's Mystical Vault.
Oh yeah,
I
God, when
don't
was
remember
that?
where. It was a while ago.
Yeah,
It's
that
the
was
same
a while
time I
ago.
bought the jar of fireflies.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
And then we have 2 rings that we haven't dealt with either.
I don't know about that, but when I did get that, and we were talking about what I did during like the whole time skip stuff,
Right, the 4 months you guys had to do whatever you wanted to do.
I said that I just spent my time making that, and then also just helping random people
Yeah,
along the way.
yeah.
And you told me that I had heard rumors while I was doing that of like a weird, like amalgamation qualish that was like terrorizing the countryside.
Up in the
Down.
grain lands, yeah.
Yeah.
Up in the Floquet Alps, the Dunrock Mountains that border the interior of the grain lands. You had discovered some rumors that this creature that sounded like Qualish was doing something up there. Currently up in, I want to say, currently the Brecht organization is executing a little clandestine thing that they're trying to kick off by capturing the leader of the Order of the Aspect. I believe they had traced them back to Rexentrum, and they're in a warehouse district somewhere in Rexentrum right now, trying to finally capture and contain this leader of the Order of the Aspect after not only the ambush in Trustenwald, but the near burning down of part of the town as well when the ambush took place. So I would say you've got at least enough knowledge to know that Qualish spent some time up there, but if the scry and the information that you guys have acquired recently puts them somewhere off the coast of the Korosaka jungle, maybe there's something in that region that could be helpful. Maybe not. I mean, guys haven't really explored it that much. Right now, the only real information you have is what you gleaned from the Brecht family and the Order of the Ghost dealing with the Order of the Aspect. Something definitely going on there, but it sounds, at least I think it was somebody communicated with the Brecht. I think it was Mara.
it was probably Mara.
Yeah, to learn about that information. Otherwise, the scry on the island being circled by that giant creature, and on that island, the imprisoned Qualish, somewhere off the coast. But with the way that magic has been disrupted and weakened, it's been hard to nail it down specifically where it might be.
I still feel like the imprisoned Qualish is the one that we should go after, though. Just because he might be able to help us with this, Qualish 2.0 or whatever it is that you saw up in the graying mountains. Is that what it was?
Up in the Dunrock Mountains.
Mountains.
Near the grain lands.
So we need to figure that out. Is there any way that I could... Because I've never actually talked to the Wild Mother. Like, is there any way to commune with her and be like, hey...
Do you have the commune spell?
No.
I mean, you could always travel to her temple and have an assisted commune.
Is there one in our town?
There's one in Nicodranus, absolutely.
Okay. That might be the next best bet, because if magic isn't working and I can't scry on him, I mean... I'm stuck. So...
Well, it's not that magic isn't working. It's just become unreliable.
So maybe I'll try and scry right now, just
Okay.
for shits and giggles, because we're waiting.
Okay. Give me a D100 if you would, please.
Hold on. Where is my other one?
So Fire and Asborn, go ahead and give me an investigation check as you make your way over to the open quay.
There we go. Okay. D100, I got a 92.
92. That's good.
Ooh, nat 20, 24.
Nice.
Oh, I'm not supposed to be rolling with advantage. Hold on. 7.
7. So, Samara, as you begin to settle into your meditative state for the scry, you feel that third eye lift up into the sky yet again, and it goes out along the familiar coastline. You can see the massive Korsaka jungle kind of spread out on the peninsula. You hover in that stasis for a moment, trying to pinpoint. It's at that realization you can see darkened voids in many different, like dozens of different places out amongst the sea. Wherever your vision focuses, where you think might be a good spot to look, you feel like the magic is stable for this attempt. And to you, this feels more like a deceptive kind of interaction that you're having. Like something is purposely trying to misguide you. Yeah, making it hard for you to find. And you begin to focus. You spend the next 15 minutes of the scry focusing on all the different points. And then finally, somewhere about 20 miles off the coast of the Korsaka jungle, near a small island, there you could see it. Another small island near its shore, the unnatural island where Qualish is being imprisoned. You can see the great, like, undead giants that circle the island, keeping an eye on the imprisoned Qualish. And then circling is that massive creature that you guys have been trying to deal with for so long. You feel like you've discovered it. Give me an intelligence check to see how well you kind of think about the island that you're seeing that it's near.
Just straight intelligence?
Yep, straight intelligence. D20 and add your modifier.
That is a 5.
Yeah, unfortunately, the island. Go ahead and give me performance. As soon as you come out of your scry, you race over to your drafting table and begin to draw out what you think the island looks like.
Where's my performance? There it is. 13.
You do a pretty rough sketch of it. You write down what you believe to be its distance from the coast. So you've got the distance, a little bit of nautical information that might be helpful for someone that can read cartography, and a pretty rough sketch, not a horrible one, but a rough sketch of what you think it looks like, including you write a quick legend as to what you saw there to remind yourself of everything that you saw there. It takes a little bit of time. Asborn, you and Fire find the construction site. There are many different buildings in state of collapse or in state of being built. This very, very large turtle seems to be directing people, seems to be very much in charge. This might be Arturus.
I walk up with Fire. Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am. What can I do for you?
Would you happen to know where Arturus Mindgiver is?
Oh, that would be me. How can I be? Oh, you're a Sinclair. I recognize your guild colors. You're a storm chaser too, aren't you?
Yes. Nice to meet you, Arturus. I hand out my hand to shake.
Oh,
His massive turtle kind of appendage comes out, and it easily kind of like envelops up to your like elbows. He shakes your hand.
okay, come on.
I mean, he stands like 8.5 feet tall. He's a pretty big turtle.
It's a really big turtle.
Huge shell on his back, but his shell is like covered with
Oh my god.
blueprints and documents and little things that you would need to run like dozens of different projects. He's got a huge monocle on one eye. As you can see, he's suffered some injury on that eye as well. His bald head is kind of tattooed with kind of like nature art on the top of his head. He's got this really kind of like impressive medallion around his neck, and he's wearing pretty much leathers and kind of like, working class finery, nothing too like noble in contest. Well, it's not too often I get to speak to a member of the Storm Chasers. How can I be of service to the two of you?
Oh, I have an interesting business proposition that you might find a liking to. I heard that you were selling a flying ship.
Yes,
local variants.
Yes, I'm trying to raise funds for a project of mine. I do have a ship up at the air station that I am trying to sell, the Moon.
Yeah.
Moonlight. Yes, the Moonlight.
Yes. We were thinking about perhaps buying it from you. We're interested in how much you're selling it for.
I'm currently trying to sell it for 150,000 gold would be the going rate for that particular vessel.
Would you mind? Is it possible that maybe we could schedule a tour of the ship that we can maybe perhaps look at it together?
I can have my assistant guide you to it and give you a tour. That should be very possible.
I would love to schedule maybe tomorrow so that me and the rest of the Storm Chasers can look at it, because we're interested in taking it out off of your hands.
Very well. Up in the very center, up near the... don't have all my tabs open. Up near the center of the Opal Archway is the air station where a lot of the vessels are kept. There is a little goblin that I keep in charge there of the airship. He watches it, keeps it serviced. He goes by the name of Grabsons. If you meet up with him, I'm sure he can give you a tour of the ship.
Perfect. It was nice meeting you, Artus.
It is very excellent to meet a member or members of the Storm Chasers. If you have any other questions, you can find me here working on my projects.
Okay. Have a good day. And then we're going to go back home.
Okay. So at this point, the rest of you are back at the Beowulf Estate. It's late morning at this point, almost afternoon. Tobias has finished up his bath. Samara has finished up her scry and her notes.
I want to be like slightly crazy eyes, like I think I found him.
Yeah, and I'll say you guys are all meeting in the dining room to have a lunch that the house staff has made for all of you. We're all back together.
Slam
again.
the map on the table. That's where we need to go.
So you guys watch this. It's very...
Okay.
I mean, Samara thinks it's impressive, but it's a pretty rough drawing of an island.
We'll put that on the refrigerator.
She describes it as roughly between 12 and 15 miles off the coast of the Korosaka jungle.
Sorry, you should draw a quick map of an island that looks terrible right now, and put it up. Map. Do it in like something that takes 2 seconds, or maybe 5 seconds.
Samara, do you fill them all in on your scry what you saw?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So I think that's where we need to go. I think, how did the ship, the whole thing go? Are we good?
We have to go. We have a ship to go look at.
Ooh.
Yeah. All together.
There you
go. Oh yeah.
We gotta go there.
Actually, Samara's is a little bit better than
that. It's got a mountain in the center.
Yeah. Okay. Got a little volcano with a little smoke curl coming off of it.
I gotta change his diaper. He just blew through it.
Oh,
fun. Okay, so we're going tomorrow to check out this new ship. Beautiful. Well done.
Huh.
We could also rent another ship for 1,000 a day for 30 days.
Wait,
but I don't
what?
trust-
What? Wait a minute. Re-say that? What?
Okay, so we have two ships in mind.
Okay.
They are both flying ships, as you requested.
Check.
One of them we can buy. One of them we can rent.
How much is
Okay.
the one to buy?
The one to buy is 150,000 gold. The one to rent is 1,000 gold per day for 30 days, so 30k total.
Okay, wait. So tell me about the one we can buy.
So the one we can buy is named the Moonlight. Sorry,
Mm-hmm. Change
and
that.
we are.
I think that's cool.
Moonlight Mouse. If we buy it, we're gonna take a look at it tomorrow at the Opal Archways. So
Okay.
we can all.
Can
go
we take
down
it for
there
a test
together.
fly?
We can ask.
We should not, because Tobias will steal it.
Hey! Why
no,
would you
Samara,
say?
you make a very good point. I
I
didn't
can
think of that
read
yet.
your little rat mind.
Okay, let me tell you something. Are you guys with me or against me?
You're like that
I
guy.
need to know right now. Just a simple yes or no. Are you with me? Yes or no?
You're like that guy that goes into a magic shop and is like, "Do you have any rings of invisibility? Can I try it?"
Try it
and then
on.
sneaks out.
Is that a bad plan? Sounds like a good plan to me.
I think
I
that
just
we-
need to know if you guys are with me or against me.
We don't even know how this ship works. That
Sam,
would be-
vote. What's your vote?
I don't know.
Zippity, hazaba, zippity. Yes or no? Are you with me?
No, I'm not going to say
Okay. Dyson, are you with me, buddy?
Dyson, don't answer
I'll
that.
get back to you. Asborn, Dyson, are you with me, buddy?
Why are you so committed to getting a ship like every 2 milliseconds?
Look, you got what you want. You're
What did I
all
get that I wanted?
powerful. You're all powerful. Demon child thing.
I've died like 6 times. I'm not a demon anymore. Do you not remember
Ah, you're
that?
loving it. Give me a break. Okay, Asborn, are you with me or against me?
I am. I might be against you for this one. I'm not trying to ruin my business in Nicodranus.
I mean,
Fire?
Fair
Wait a
point.
minute. Where's fire?
She's changing your other Tobias's diaper.
Okay. Come on, Dyson. We've been through a lot together. You guys owe me this. I need a flying ship.
we will get you a flying ship. We have enough money. It's fine.
Wow, okay.
I think we're fine. Right?
Lose all your money on a ship, we're gonna crash.
Yeah, why spend money for a ship that the fates are gonna make sure I crash? Or
Because chances
we could get
are
it for the
this
price of for free and
There
be
could be
pirates
some-
again.
there could be some kind of anti-theft spell on this ship for all we know. You
Well, we
don't
could-
know.
Yeah, but we have Dyson to find that and destroy it by the time we get done and ready to take it.
We didn't. That didn't happen. Didn't work out last time.
Remember?
So you're a quitter? We only tried it once. And that was Qualish's ship.
Once was enough for me.
Now that he can actually die, he's a lot more cautious.
No, I just
All
don't
right.
care enough.
I think I know who I can use. You guys can stay at home for the test drive. I'll figure it out.
Who are you going to use?
I got friends.
Do you though?
I got some left.
That's kind of mean.
He
Yeah.
betrayed a bunch of pirates. Do we not? Did we forget that?
Yeah, well, hey.
He's literally the snitch of the sea.
Now here's the deal. When you make a deal with me, and I'm giving you like 90% of the information you need, you don't cut me in for 50% of what I'm gonna be owed.
We'll keep that in
They
mind.
should have known right there I was gonna betray him. Just like, when people help you, you're nice to them. When they don't help you,
I'm sure we can bring the price of the ship down between Asborn's contacts and between or connections and Mara's connections. I feel like we can maybe negotiate a bit.
Well, I'm already hiring an inspector to come.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna find every violation possible. Reduce
Bring
that
out the
price
white
to zero.
gloves.
What? You guys are gonna do
Or
this
you could
legit?
just sweet talk him Asborn.
All of
And
Fire,
them.
fire,
Vias-
you with
all
me,
of
aren't
them.
you?
We are not stealing another ship. I was
So
okay
where's the
with
ship? I just want to kind of
it.
look at it.
It's in a safe place. I'm okay. I was okay with stealing a ship from Qualish, but we live here. We have our house here. We have lots of money. We can buy the
A
ship.
pirate doesn't need a house. He needs a
and
ship.
We will steal.
I'm not gonna.
another
I'm not a
ship.
landlubber.
We will steal another ship. Just not one from home. You don't shit where you eat.
Respectable pirates know this.
Even you, fire. You're gonna betray
You
me at
don't
my time of need.
Et
Where you
tu,
eat.
fire, et tu.
I stayed with you even though I knew you were a bloody murderer
I was not a
of
murderer.
your own kind. I said, but she's fire. She's cool. I stayed with you. Then we
Not
found
a
out you weren't a
murderer.
murderer. I stayed with you anyway. And now, at my time of need, at my greatest time of need, the only thing I ever
your
wanted
own
my whole
people.
life, for my whole 5 years of existence, has been a flying ship. I got one. And what happens? The fates, we don't know who, Jason, destroyed it.
It's docked in Hollyhead.
And now I got some old water ship docked somewhere rotten with worms. I don't need that. I don't care about it.
Not rotten. Your ship is fine. The Crimson Mouse is fine.
Yeah, so you're with me, right, Fire? Come on. Just like the old
I want
days.
to buy it. I want to buy it. We're not
got
renting
plenty of
one.
money.
We're buying one.
We got plenty of money. You will
Pirates
be the
don't
captain.
buy ships, they steal them.
Pirates buy
Hence the
ships
word
all the
pirate.
time.
Pirates buy ships all the time.
Yeah,
Did
with
you ever go to pirate school? I don't think you did.
I went to pirate school. He's dumb.
So that's the plan.
I'll find it in a book that pirates buy. And I'll prove to you that pirates buy ships. I'll find it in a book.
we ain't friends anymore. Do what you're gonna do.
He says that all the time.
You are
I guess that
literally
means that
bound by your soul to a most powerful demon in the universe, and you still want to be like a swashbuckling pirate. I think we got bigger fish to fry.
Tobias, if you don't come too, I have to be captain. I don't want to be captain. I want
If I'm
you to
gonna
be-
die, I'm gonna die as a air pirate, not as some
We can-
walking around living
You'll
in a
be-
in a stone tube. Ain't gonna
Tell you
happen.
what,
You will have
we
a
will,
ship.
we will negotiate
the
this guy
captain.
down. We will negotiate this guy down as much as he will go. And,
That's all
and
our
even
money.
Farther. Wait. And then even farther than he will go. So it will be a steal.
Fire.
Yeah.
Let's just pay
I
the
got,
guy.
I got a headache. I'm gonna go to
and
bed.
let pay the guy
let
and
Tobias
tell him
steal
that
it?
Tobias has to steal it.
Okay. We can do that.
I think that it would work. Let him steal it, but we'll pay him.
Okay. We can do that.
All right. You're going to bed. It's the middle of the day.
I don't got no friends here to talk to.
Oh, okay.
Might as well go to bed.
Pouty McPowderson. All right. So what's the next step? What are our next plans?
Fire ship.
Well, we
2
can't do
years
that
I've
till
been with you
tomorrow.
guys, and what thanks do I get? Nothing.
We have a bit of downtime. We can go shop. We haven't
I don't
been
know.
back in Nicodranus for a while.
I don't know what we need though.
I don't think we do need anything. I'm gonna
No.
pull that skull thing out of my box, my
Let's
bag,
figure out what that is.
my backpack, and yeah, what is this? Hey, Dyson, can you tell me what this is?
What am I looking at?
It is
Hold up.
Fire, if you wrote down the description, describe it for Tyson.
It's a small metallic skull floating in a display case.
Like a
And I
shoebox
have the
size display case, but it's shoebox size in height, not necessarily like it's tall, like a shoebox would be turned up ended. So it's like a foot tall glass display case with a kind of like a baseball sized metallic skull just floating in the middle of the box.
And it's something necrotic because I looked before with the detect magic. But I don't know what it is.
Necrotic in nature, yes.
Necrotic in nature.
All right, gotta check what this shit is.
Well, what skill set you want to use to try to figure it out?
Do you have
Magic. Magic.
It was quite the scream.
Wasn't it though?
He agrees with me about identify. I don't know if you have it.
Identify on it. Okay.
You finish casting the spell. It basically allows you to summon a greater bone devil. You basically pull out the skull from the case. You invoke the blood rite ritual of summon, which basically is, the demon circle summon ability can be used in conjunction with it if you wanted to. And this would allow you to bring in a greater bone devil that you would have a reasonable control over, depending on how skilled you are at either necromancy or summoning demonic creatures. It can only ever be used once.
Aw, one use.
One use, a single use item.
So then we need to decide, because when I was scrying on Qualish, like the tied up Qualish, not the wild Qualish, there were a lot of like undead giants and stuff guarding him. So if we're going to get to him, we need to figure out if that's the best use of it, or if we've got other tools in our arsenal to handle that.
Oh, we don't want to sell it because I just bought it. I mean,
No. I mean that we would use it is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
But that's what I'm saying. If we would use it for that Qualish or for the wild, crazy Qualish, because we got to deal with both.
That is true. Oh my gosh, he is so laughing right now and jumping up and down, and it's just flipping adorable.
It's a very contagious laughter too.
So adorable. Yeah, we'll figure out when we want to use that. All right, cool. I have a summon bone devil.
Do we want to? Since we've got the rest of the day, so theoretically, this is what I'm picturing. Tomorrow we go check out the ship. We buy the ship. We can go straight from there to Qualish's Island because it's going to take some time. Do we want to start thinking of a plan of attack for when we get to the island?
Probably, but we will also have 5 days on the ship to plan. Yeah.
I saw where the island is. I could tree stride us there.
Don't you have to have met the tree?
I just have to have known the tree, right? Or do I have to have actually talked to the tree, or is it like
no? You just need to know of a tree location.
Yeah.
Like as long as wherever you're trying to get to, you're familiar with that area, then you can use it. But you can't use the spell to go to unfamiliar areas.
Okay.
So
either way, Tobias would be all
scrying on the area. Scrying on that area.
What's the name of that spell again?
I think it's travel. No, tree stride is different. It's like travel through plants or something. Let me look up. Where is it?
The spell's name is Samara gets to do what she wants.
Yeah. Transport via plants. I think that's what it is. It's creates a magical link between a large or larger inanimate plant within range and another plant at any distance on the same plane of existence. You have to have seen or touched the destination plant at least once before. So technically, but technically through Scry, wouldn't I have seen it?
I mean, you can try scrying again. You Your scribe mostly located where Qualish was, the unfamiliar island. You didn't kind of specify that you wanted to go look at the island and find a plant that you have seen. So you've only seen the island from like a height or distance at this point.
Well, I feel like Tobias is going to be pissed anyway if we don't travel on the ship, so might as well give up those 5 days.
I don't know. I think he'll be fine if we still buy the ship.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to want to fly it right away.
True.
I think it'll be fine. I can try and boost our speed with some weather stuff.
Yeah, but isn't time of the essence? Isn't something... I mean, we have to do... I thought there was a time...
No, you guys pretty much created that yourself through just assumption. I mean, there's clearly something going on. Magic is becoming unreliable and wild. You know that the Brecht family's looking for the Order of the Aspect. You think you now know where Qualish is. And the only thing that had created a sense of urgency was the fact that whatever that island is doing, it's absorbing magic. It's like absorbing the veil. The veil has become so weakened that even if you're in the ethereal plane, you can easily see how magic is beginning to break down, which is, I think, something Mara discovered.
Yeah, when she went through.
Yeah, when she went through.
Yeah. So we probably don't want to end up traveling through plants, because if we do travel through the plants, we might end up in a stone wall or something.
True.
So flying is probably the safer option, actually.
Okay.
The question is, where do we get the money?
How much can you borrow from your family?
I can just drop it on my brother's name, and then he has to deal with it.
I mean, you probably would recall that your brother's annual budget for maintaining the army, you could probably expense it from that. So, you know, you could probably acquire the 150,000 gold from that.
There you go.
Well, we have some in the party pool if we wanted to pull from, you know, some of that, but
no, we need that.
Expense it completely. But if you want to, okay.
I think
we can keep the money in the party pool.
We can handle it. Yeah, the family can
expense it through the Sinclairs.
Yeah, they're there for a reason.
Like most rich folks, they're there for a reason.
There you go.
Well, I mean, if we buy it through them, though, are they going to expect us to like give it back to them or give it to them? Or
I think it's more like we're taking out a loan.
But loans you have to pay back. I think it's more of a grant.
Well, there you go.
You're such... Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bureaucracy 5e, where we spend an hour and a half discussing how to buy a ship. I'm kind of imagining that very despondent look on my face when I watched the very first prequel of Star Wars, when it turned out the whole first prequel was just debate in the Senate. It's like Star Wars had become the debate in the Senate.
I did not come all this way to discuss things in a committee.
We just need to have ye olde credit checks, and then we'll be set.
Ye olde credit checks.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Brecht family obviously has influence. The Sinclair family obviously has money and influence. So
the rest of us, though,
procuring
we are negative assets.
Yeah, procuring the moonlight
We
may
have
not be
influence
that hard.
I have influence. I'm an ambassador.
I'm relatively an unknown, so.
So what are you guys doing? It's afternoon. You've finished up your luncheon, discussing what to do next. So have the rest of the day if you want to do anything.
I need to feed my fireflies.
Okay.
Feed my fireflies. I pull them out. I want to make sure they don't die. And I play with one. I pull it out and I cast daylight. I'm trying to remember how many 3 times a day. I can do it 3 times a day. Oh my gosh, you are so funny right now.
I think
Yeah.
I will have an off-screen chat with a teal. It doesn't have to be like a whole thing, but just to be like, oh, how are you? Oh, I'm keeping up with you because I'm not a terrible girlfriend. Essentially, that's it.
Fair point.
Any other plans for anybody? Nope.
Yeah, because I didn't really go to bed.
Oh god, he's been plotting the whole time.
I'm making him BLT again to make him feel better.
I didn't go to bed. I've been planning.
I'm gonna go
totally
check
sneaking
on
out of this
Tobias.
joint. Huh?
Tobias, are you
I'm
in
gonna go
there?
check on Tobias.
It's gonna be just like a little stuffed doll in his bed, and the sheets are gonna be tied up going out the window.
As far as I know, as far as I'm aware, he and I share a room. We share a suite.
Yeah, but you guys were talking. I just jumped
I
out the
know.
window and used my feather fall.
And he's gone.
Yeah, so I'm gonna.
I'm
go
in the
check
wind,
on
baby, as they say. Literally. Gotta find a willing crew.
Oh god.
And I'm trying to find my NPC list from my volume 1 of the Storm Chasers. I gotta find it.
You had an NPC list?
Oh yeah, he. Oh yeah.
Keeps track of all the
Right.
people that might be useful to him in the future.
Good note taker, that one for sure.
So I'm gonna. I go and look for Tobias.
That's wrong too.
Don't you have him
Oh,
labeled?
and I'm sure also Mara would have had a conversation with Albin as well.
Fair point.
And maybe Albin could give a little nudge when it
Well,
comes
actually,
to the
Albin
ship flying.
is up in Rexington
That's
tracking
right.
down the Order of
I
the
forgot.
Aspect, and he said it would be difficult to contact him during that time.
That's right. Never mind.
4/21/20.
Boy, we have been playing this campaign for a while, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
Thyson, anything you want to do with this day? Because it sounds like you guys are mostly planning, plotting, trying to figure out what to do next. Because it's
I'm
afternoonish
good.
at this point. You're good? Okay. Asborn, you're going to secure the funds for the purchase, so that'll take some time as you track down the estate office of the Sinclair within Nicodranus. That'll take most of the afternoon to accomplish that. Samara, Fire is busy kind of just doing her weird feeding of firefly things that she likes to do.
It's pretty gross.
Yeah, it is pretty gross. What do you want to do with the day then?
Oh, I said I was going to call Atil and then
Oh, that's right.
just kind of hang out,
Yeah.
read a book.
Do some. Maybe the first time you guys have actually stopped, kind of like
Take a
just
nap.
slow down a bit. And Tobias, you have snuck out of the estate, and you are currently tracking down. Who are you looking for?
I
Captain
cannot believe that I did
Creed.
not guess he would do that.
You're gonna go look for Captain Creed.
Captain Creed.
You head down to the Restless Wharf. You begin asking around and asking about. You also have access to the Admiralty as well.
Oh yeah, let's see if I can go there and find.
Oh Lord.
The former captain, who's now the admiral of the Nicodranus fleet. Give me investigation with advantage, please. Since you know the areas to go to, you know the Restless Wharf. The scum and villainy that you're looking for is known to you.
That's right. 34.
34. You track down some old contacts. They direct you towards a familiar dive bar that you've gone to on occasion during your 4-month stint within the Admiralty. The Hollow Thorn. It's in a very kind of rundown section of the Restless Wharf. And sure enough, as you head inside the interior of the tavern, as always, there's Captain Creed at the bar with maybe 6 or 7 of his fellow mousefolk mates, sitting on stacks of old books to be able to reach the bar. They're drinking from very mousefolk-sized tankards, and as you approach, he turns down to see you. Yeah, Tobias, good to see you.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How's fame treating you?
I don't care about that. Not right now, at least.
'Cause, I mean, I'm surprised you haven't exploited that. Turned yourself famous with it.
Well, I'm going to be more famous in a minute if I can have a moment of your time.
Absolutely. What's on your mind? Come sit up with us. Have some rum and some beer with us.
All right. So I get a beer.
Yeah.
Okay. An ale.
What's your plan?
Okay. So there's a flying ship.
Yeah, I'm aware. There's a stanchion over in the, I believe in the Opal Archway where the vessels dock, and there's some private owner ones there too.
Yeah, there's one called the Moon something. Anyway.
Very okay.
I need help procuring it.
You need money then. I'm happy to help. Oh, what help you need?
I need help pirating it.
You mean flying it?
Yeah, just getting it. And
so you already paid before. You just need a crew.
No, we're gonna pirate it.
Oh, you want to steal it?
Shh.
Well,
Hey.
why? You're rich. Why do you want to steal it?
I'm a pirate.
Are you really? I mean, when was the last time you hung someone?
Who
at
have
the
you been
yardarm?
talking to, Samara?
No, but I mean, look at yourself. Look at your clothing. Look at your reputation. You're a savior of Nicodranus. You can walk anywhere you want to get something. And here you're talking with me to steal a ship. Are you even aware that you know what you are, Tobias?
I don't even know. What am I? What do you think I am?
Well, I think you're someone with a good deal of fame and a bit of a personality complex. It's okay to still be a little bit wild between the ears, but if you can afford to do something, I mean, wouldn't it just be easier to do it as opposed to steal it and creating drama? And I think my grandmother used to say to me, "Don't shit where you eat," as they used to say.
Oh my God, you're sounding like fire.
Who's fire? Oh, the big murdering tabaxi. Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah, the kitten that I hang around with.
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Look,
she was a lot cooler when I thought
look,
she was a mass
if
murderer,
you're
but she's
looking
all
to
right.
steal it, we'll be happy to help you steal it. That's fine. But I mean, it's consequences. It's not easy to get into the air stanchion. We could do it. Probably wait till late at night to be able to do it. I've got at least 2 crew members that are familiar with with these particular smaller vessels. I don't really have any practical knowledge of the bigger airships. You got to have at least some arcane ability to manage the ships if you end up being a pilot of one of them. How is your arcane studies, Tobias? I mean, you realize that most of these modern airships require a bit of magical knowledge.
I got a pet sorcerer that does that for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why isn't he here with you? Or are you going to bring him with you when you go to steal?
They all don't want me to do it. I'm just trying to find somebody that's game for it, you know. But, okay, off the record real quick. I know I did some investing and stuff like that and blah, 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 blah with shipping.
Yeah.
How much money do I have?
I mean, between
between
scapegoating the pirates and, you know, making money through the Admiralty and all your blackmailing and smuggling that you were doing for 4 months and your constant larceny and theft that you were promoting, I mean, you probably have $500,000 gold spread all throughout the Menagerie Coast.
Okay. All right. So I'm pretty good. Okay.
Like I said, what the heck? Sorry.
You're not there.
There's a very large pigeon in the Holothorn window yelling at you.
Oh, yeah. You can only write
How much
notes
is
when
the
you're not
exact
there.
estimate?
Say
What?
that again.
How much did we say?
I mean, Tobias's little stint, especially after stealing from the pirates. I mean, he's got
Yeah, that's
half
Tobias.
$1
That's
million.
not us.
Yeah, you guys have a lot as well between what you have invested in the estate. I mean, the Asborn family has millions, so it's not really that hard. The Brecht family has access to over $1 million as well. So wealth is not really a problem. Your guys' new problem is not that you have so much wealth, it's what you do with it. And if you do anything with it, does that activity get you in trouble? Does that get you noticed? Is there a political or some other kind of, side effect from spending that much wealth, kind of like contingent on what you're doing? Because you have your fame, you have the estate. I mean, you have all the
Fame,
reward money
fortune,
that
and
you
everything
glean
that goes
from,
with it. I think
free,
you all.
basically reestablishing the kind of order and peace within, the Menagerie Coast and getting Nicodranus back to being the capital. So, there's a lot of options, but old habits are hard to break sometimes.
Okay, so I have a lot of money. All right.
Yeah, you have contacts strewn up and down the coast. You basically, because during your 4-month stint, the one thing that you said you wanted to focus on was building
Yeah.
what you perceive to be your organization up and
Right.
down the coastal area of the Menagerie Coast. So from that
Okay.
perspective, it definitely, you've got wealth, you've got influence, you've got an understanding of what's going on in Port Zune, Port Damali, Nicodranus, most of the greater ports up and down the coast. You have a couple contacts in Vasselheim, in Amman, in Drusar. Is all part of your overall smuggling network. You have a couple contacts that you reestablished in Trustenwald. You have an extensive contact in Zorhas. They seem to be the most like-minded group of people. They seem to be eager to cut corners, smuggle like crazy. And I'd say your greater organization that you probably propped up is the one that operates out of the Savalier Wood. That's the one that's been smuggling in rare exotics, rare kind of like architectural finds,
Giraffe burgers.
like
rare.
like rare creatures and like abandoned like elven ruins that are just littered with all sorts of opportunity for gold. And you've been funding all of these smuggling expeditions in and out of there, mostly based out of Shady Creek Run.
Maybe I should.
He's been doing this the whole time?
During his 4 months, yeah, that's what he was organizing. That's what he put all that in motion, and then he funded it by ripping off the pirates when they went to go and retrieve the treasure. And then he got all of them thrown in jail, or their ships destroyed mostly when they tried to get back to Darktoe. So their ability to rebuild Darktoe has basically been mitigated to another 20 years effort, of rebuilding Darktoe.
I'm sorry. No, not really. Okay, so wait a minute. So I'm thinking this in my head, and I go, yeah, maybe you're right. But let me ask you something.
What do you want?
How's your fortunes been?
Pretty good. The smuggling business is always good for a little extra coin, but for the most part, running freight between Port Nicodranus and Port Zune for some of the guild houses that have recovered since the siege was lifted, it's been very lucrative. That's one thing you could say about destruction. It's got to be rebuilt. People pay handsomely for merchandise to be shipped up and down the coast. We do well. We could do better. What are you thinking?
I don't know. Maybe contract with me. I'll throw a ship in.
Contract you how? What do you want us to work on for you?
Making me money. I don't know. However you want to do it. You could do it
Smuggling business is
legally,
good. We can
or smuggle. I don't care.
Well,
whatever you want to do.
We can certainly ship your merchandise up and down the coast for you. Add another ship to your roster. You can put old Creed's captain in your journal, and you can point work towards my way. I'll be happy to do it for you.
I'll give you the Crimson Mouse.
Really? You give us that vessel?
Yeah.
I could put together a second crew. We could put both my vessel and that one to work for certain.
Yeah.
Well, Master Tobias, Admiral, Captain, Great King, and Caretaker of the world. I'd be more than happy to work for you. And all the mice, like all the mouse folk around you, just start drinking heavily, cheering, and the tavern's just now bustling with, people that are having their bills paid, and they're like, at one point, Creed throws a huge bag of coin on a table on the house for the rest of the night, and the whole tavern. There's one guy with like a single eye, a peg leg, kind of mostly inebriated, kind of like cheering as well. It's a pretty shady crowd in this tavern.
Okay, cool. I'll reimburse him for the money he just spent. I said it's on me.
Not to worry, Tobias.
Here, I'll have somebody send you the. You staying here or are you staying on your ship?
Oh, we stay on our ship. By the way, it's called the Black Eye now.
Oh, the Black Eye.
Yeah.
Have you got a
we
new
felt
first
after
mate?
the unfortunate thing that happened to my first mate. She'd want it that way.
Yeah, I almost paid the price for that one.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, we all almost paid that price, my friend.
True.
All of us.
I'll have somebody send over the papers for the Crimson Mouse to you tomorrow.
All right, we'll change over the captain's log to me. I'll name a new captain, start putting a new crew together. But by the way, before I forget, I did develop a new contact. Not too far from here. Little town just north of here, maybe about a day or two's ride. Goes by the name of Richardson. Creepy looking little guy. He says that he does have brimstone for sale. Now, smuggling that shit will get you in trouble, but I figure for what you just offered me, it's the least I can do, considering what you have just done for me. A little town called the Heisville.
All right. And also, if any of you boys get in trouble, you get in trouble with anything, you let me know.
All right.
I'll get
would you like our flag to bear your marking of your estate for the storm chasers? That'll help us get in and out of ports probably a lot easier.
If it helps you, that's fine. You got my permission. You can throw my name around anywhere you want.
Good to hear. Well, thank you. Are you an admiral now yet? Are you a captain? What do you go by?
Those hairless ones gave me all kinds of fake names I can use, Admiral and all that.
I like how you call them hairless. It's
Hey, it's a defect. What can they do about it?
Yeah, it's true. They live too long too. Who wants to live forever?
Right. I mean, you run out of things to do.
True.
All right. Well, I'll see you, man.
All right. You take care, Master Tobias.
Take care. And if you hear any information about anything, make sure it gets my way.
Absolutely.
Thank you. All right. I go back.
You head back to the estate?
Yeah.
Okay. So day goes by with everybody just kind of doing their odds and ends. Asborn, you have secured 250,000 gold because it is the Sinclair treasury for all intents and purposes. And business has been good since the recovery of Nicodranus and some of the other major cities in the different trades. So you've secured the necessary 250,000 gold. As afternoon turns into evening, all of you gather.
I thought it was 150.
It's what she needed, but she managed to secure 250 because she is
more money.
a Sinclair. And the message you received from your brother was, take what you need. And just in case you secured it.
Money, please.
So all of you gather for dinner. It's mid-evening, not early, not quite late yet, but all of you gather for dinner for the evening's meal that the staff has prepared for you in the dining chamber. Any last minute activities before we take our long rest? Everybody good?
Ready.
Yeah.
Finishing the meal. Everybody heads off to your long rest. Go ahead and click that off. And now you're gathering for the early morning meal of breakfast. Let me go refill my water. I'll be right back.
Side note, if I'm Jaegering someone else's character, do I not get to do their rests or anything?
Yeah, do the rest because she took damage.
No, I know, but it doesn't have on the sheet. On mine it has the long rest. but on hers it does not.
Oh wait, I could do it from here.
Can you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because is Mara on ours?
She's on the campaign one.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not.
Ew.
Are you connected to your personal account? Or are you
No.
connected to Jason's?
Jason's.
Okay.
That's weird.
It
then,
should
yeah.
change now.
Let me see.
Maybe refresh.
No, Samara's on her
I'm gonna refresh it right now.
yeah, Samara's on her personal
Yeah.
account.
It's good now.
Okay.
Samara's
Thank
on her
you.
personal
She
account.
should have 244 hit points.
Yeah. She has an
Damn, she got
insane
a lot of
amount
hit points.
Yeah, she's
Jesus Christ!
she is a tank.
I have a lot, but dang.
No, she is a tank. That's why when I was looking through her stuff, she has a lot of blood
She has
curses.
100 more hit points than I have. Oh shoot! Dude,
I'm doing
you're, like,
pretty good.
swimming.
I got
She has
180.
100 more than
I'm
I
at
have too.
212 right now.
Come on,
I
come on.
finally started getting tanky after I took those
No.
fighter levels.
Would you
144, man.
please? Would you please? We're getting everywhere.
What is he doing?
It's probably a TMI.
Oh, okay.
Oh, gotcha. It's a BF thing.
I just heard you going the whole time, like, please, why no?
Because he'd start drinking,
Uh-huh.
and then I'd start flowing, and then he'd stop drinking,
You're like,
and I
but
didn't
why?
stop flowing.
Yeah.
Plus, I
times.
didn't even think TMI was in your vocabulary. Okay.
She's like, it's TMI, but I'm gonna tell you anyways.
Yeah, that's right. TMI. I'm flowing. He's not drinking.
Oh my gosh! I got to turn a fan on. It's getting
Turned the
warm.
tap on and walked away. What the hell?
So it's morning. You guys have all had your long rest. Change out your spells if you want to.
Oh yeah.
Click off your long rest effect in case you used any of your skills or abilities that need that long rest recharge.
I did.
Back up to normal hit points.
I am.
Gather at the breakfast table like normal. The house staff has prepared the normal
do.
breakfast. And you guys are all gathered back together again to plot what you want to get done this day. This is your
Quick question.
This is your second day back from Avernus since the creation of the pact with Zarel.
Quick question.
Yep.
Does Qualish count as a creature?
I would say, with everything that you guys know of what the real challenge you have with Qualish is that there's a knowledge of what you knew of him beforehand, right? The knowledge that you gleaned from him when you were on his vessel and you met him for the first time in dealing with all your adventures up to this point. There's the idea of what he's become. If he's one of the things that's beginning to kind of make sense is if the Qualish that is still trapped on that island is the Prime, then it's possible that maybe one of his alternates has been corrupted, and maybe that's where the anchor is being attributed to the chained oblivion. But the original Qualish is a humanoid.
And humanoids don't count as creatures.
No. Now, whatever this other Qualish is, could be anything.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
when you
don't
saw him
need
on
it
the
right
back of
now.
that undead dragon up in Trustenwald, I mean, he seemed more of a kind of like aberration, or possibly maybe even what's the word I'm looking for? Like a devil style creature, like a demon, possibly.
Okay. Then never mind.
Were you plotting a change out on your?
Yeah, I'm looking at my spells, trying to decide what I want to use.
I make sure that paperwork gets to Creed.
Okay.
And I probably need to put a lawyer on retainer. A criminal lawyer.
Probably a good plan.
really good one. Like Johnny Cockatrice.
It's ridiculous. Okay.
Yeah. Real good one. I don't want my glove to fit. If you know what I mean. When the time comes.
All right. So are we off to go see our ship?
Yeah, let's go see the ship.
Okay.
Pack up all our gear to take off from there? Yes, no, maybe?
Sure. I mean, my gear travels well.
Yeah, I think that's
Any of you need me to put stuff in the duffel bag?
The
No.
duffel bag's getting pretty full.
Do we need to empty it?
I mean, is
The
there anything in
duffel
there
bag
you?
holds a lot.
You don't want? We could just leave here. Yes.
The duffel bag holds a lot.
Compared to a normal bag of
7,500
holding?
pounds?
Yeah, up to 7,500 pounds. But how many coins do you have in there?
So many.
No, I
coins.
transferred stuff to gems.
Okay. I mean, do you have an idea of how much you got in there?
I transferred stuff to gems.
I mean, in
diamonds.
general, like how much
Okay.
stuff do you actually have in there?
general.
Yeah.
Well, in the knapsack or in the we don't have
Oh my God, never
that-
mind. Just do whatever you want.
in the duffel bag.
Yes.
In the duffel bag, I have that small metallic skull floating box.
I
Yep.
took in
And
the bag of holding.
then no, that's in the duffel bag. Because it's bigger than the bag of holdings
Can
opening.
you put my bag of
Correct.
holding in the duffel bag for me?
No. And then we have a roll of
Holding
fabric
section.
and several bottles of rare alcohol from Zarel's throne room
That's all you have in
So-
there?
in the duffel bag. Let me
Okay.
see
Why
if
do,
there's
why do we have a
anything
bolt
in
of
my-
fabric?
Because I was throwing anything in from Zarel's.
Fuck it, just take it. We'll deal with it later.
Yeah, you
In the
still don't even know what that bolt of
knapsack?
fabric does. Or what it's used for. You just grabbed it.
Yes. In the knapsack, I have most of the stuff in the knapsack. Because I keep the duffel bag around for emergencies.
And the knapsack holds half
In the
as much as the
knapsack-
duffel bag.
Yeah, and that one, according to the weight limits on D&D Beyond,
Okay.
the stuff that I have in there on here, it's like 200 pounds. And then let me see what I have in this page. Most of the rest of this stuff isn't in there.
I just
I
want to make
have-
sure you don't look like like you've got 25 things piled on you at this point. That's all.
Be like that thing
No.
from Labyrinth.
No, and
with
Yeah,
all the
exactly.
stuff
most of
that
the
you
money,
Exactly. Carrying a
Most
small
of the
city on her
money-
back.
got.
most of the money I changed into gems.
Well, the estate has a treasury office as well. So
Yeah,
the estate
I just mean
requires
the money that we carry.
yeah, the estate requires, about 1,000 gold a month to keep it running.
Well, the good portion of our funds are in the estate.
Yes.
I took walking around money for us.
Okay.
Hey,
that's fine.
In the form of what?
Well, and Asborn has the family writ, and there's
Oh.
there would be what's
Sure.
for Asborn has 50,000 gold family writs on her as part of the funding that she secured, which is just basically these written statements of wealth that are transferable for large amounts of money, and
Right,
those would be shifted out of the Sinclair estate and into wherever you spend them with.
Yeah, and I have $90,000 or 90,000 gold in diamonds in case we
Just
die.
on you.
That's a lot of weight in gems,
It's in a bag of holding. Hold
right?
on, what's it say?
I
How much
want-
does it say they weigh? It doesn't
I
say how
would
much
li-
they weigh.
I would like to see
Well,
how
I mean,
much.
are we talking $500 or 500? So you got me doing it now. 500 gold per gem per diamond, because for spell casting purposes, 1,000 gold per diamond.
Those are different gems for that. I have those in different gems.
Okay, I would say at the very least, whatever bag those gems are in, that bag is full.
So that's the bag of holding.
Yes, that one's full
Okay.
because you have
We have a
three
lot
of
of
them, right?
diamonds.
You have a bag of. My God,
Yes.
she is really. What's funny is
Just
now
empty
she's
it
a
out.
hoarder in her fantasy life too. So you have a bag of
Now?
holding.
I
you
have to
a
buy
bag
her
of
wooden
holding
screen
at-
for her bags.
You have a bag of holding at your belt. You have the knapsack, and then you have the duffel bag that you carry on your back as well.
Okay, we're gonna put 3 blankets out. One blanket's to get rid of pile. One blanket's to keep pile, and the other is the sell pile. Okay, we're going to do this today. And you have to make the choices.
Okay. Does anybody want the everlasting pouch? Because I have one of those too, but it's
What's
attuned and
that?
I can't use it.
What's
is it?
that? I need a bag of holding. You probably got 20 of them, so give me one.
Do you have an attunement slot available,
Who are you talking to?
Tobias? He
Oh.
said he needs a bag of holding.
Yes.
It's got, I think it's got 3 little ones.
Because I want something to put
No,
my
it's
big,
this
long
bag.
sniper rifle in.
I don't know if that would work. This belt has 6 pouches. Each pouch is a small bag of holding. So it's got 3, but they're tiny.
What do they hold?
I'm looking.
Guns.
Yeah, like I could put like my different guns in each one, right? I could at least put one gun in each one. It'd be like holsters.
But just that wouldn't take up a whole lot of
Kinda,
space.
yeah.
And it wouldn't take up a whole lot of space.
Do you have an attunement space for it?
Yeah,
Oh, then do it.
I'm just thinking.
Hold on. Where did I put the description of the
Yeah, I got
everlasting
one.
pouch?
So I only got my boots of speed and my ring of featherfall.
It's 6 pouches. It's we got it off of the body of the lizard folk, and I think it was each one was a small bag of holding. And Jason, how much does a small bag of holding hold?
I could check. I think it's like 500 or 1500.
Pounds?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. Because I could put my rifle in one. That's all I really need it for. So I can go.
Well,
Right.
I might give you the single bag of holding then, and I'd keep the 6 one.
Remember, the opening of the bag has to be able to fit something into it. The rifle will definitely be too big for a small bag of holding. From a standpoint, it's basically a small bag of holding is like the size of a sandwich bag.
Maybe I'll have
think it was
something
a-
custom made by my pet sorcerer.
500 pounds.
Let's get
500 pounds?
Yes.
Okay. Per pouch. All right. I got to write that down.
Per small bag of holding is 500 pounds.
Okay. So each pouch,
But the barrel would stick down there, and they would just get caught on the buttstock, right? So I at least have the buttstock hanging out.
500 pounds.
That's not how a bag of holding works. You quit inputting real mechanics into my fantasy.
I want you to put real mechanics into my fantasy, so I can have holsters that carry my long rifle.
So we have that one. But it requires attunement, and I didn't know what attunement slot to give up.
I want a holster of instant.
Does anyone want a necklace of spell storing? Or I suppose I should keep that.
Dyson.
I don't know. Dyson, do you want
Dyson
a
would be
necklace of
deadly
spell
with that because he'd get 3 more spells. He's already a mathematician, for Christ's sakes.
It's only up to like level 4.
So there's some good 4th level spells.
Yeah, I have. What do I have in it? I have Cure Wounds and Banishment in it.
No, that's like 3 fireballs for him, or 3 something horribles. Like we could make a weed whacker spell with that.
I do
No,
feel like it
because
could come in clutch.
The fire.
Yeah, that would be really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Dyson?
We could make the Cuisinart spell in that thing.
I don't know. Do you want
He's all,
a necklace of spell storing? Do you
Say
have
that-
an attunement spot?
I
Do you
hear
have an
you well,
attunement spot too? Sorry, hold on.
Yeah, I do.
That's your
She's asking
brother.
if you have an attunement slot because she has a necklace of spell holding that it would give you a couple extra spells just in case.
I don't know.
A like use for emergencies type of deal.
I think I'm good.
All right,
What?
then we'll.
I'll take it if you don't want it, but
Do you have a spell slot open? I mean, a attunement slot open?
yeah, I do.
Okay, because I have 3, and I want to keep my cloak of invisibility and my studded leather, but I don't know. You can have. It's got Cure Wounds and Banishment in it right now.
Okay. And it's a
Level
ring?
4.
No, it's a necklace.
No, it's a necklace.
Okay.
Okay.
Man, she just doesn't like giving the stuff up, does she?
Well, I don't know, if I take the knapsack, or if I give him that, then I'll put a bunch more stuff in the knapsack, but I'll have the little one. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right.
Crazy. This is crazy.
Let's go.
This is crazy.
Let's
This is
go.
crazy. So you guys are now heading towards the opal archways to track down the air stanchion and speak with a goblin who is currently in charge of maintaining the moonlighter. Which one did I use? Oh,
Moonlight?
Or the moonlight vessel being taken care of by Grabsons. Which I'm assuming everybody's going at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the 5 of you pack up your kit, your gear, everything you think you might need, get things sorted over the breakfast table, and head on out, letting the staff know that there is a slight chance you might be leaving. You head up over into the air stanchion district of the Opal Archway. You find the great tall spire in the middle of the archways. Take the stairwells up to the docking stations where you can see 5 vessels that are currently here, 4 of which appear to be private, 1 of which including the Moonlight, and then a large intercontinent vessel designed for travel between this location and either Amman, and then from Amman to Vasselheim. It's currently marked as the Caretaker. It's under the banner of Vasselheim, so it's probably where it originated from. Very large vessel.
I like that one. I'm gonna go.
But you guys reach the docking bay. You ask one of the local dock attendants where to go. He points over to the Moonlight. It's currently in its dry dock condition as it's being maintained and worked on. It's actually a little bigger than the standard small scout vessel. It's about 40 feet long, 15 to 20 feet wide. You can see that it has a single sail mast, but short and curved. You can see wing sails that are furled up and being maintained. You can see the brimstone propulsion system is currently being worked on and maintained. You can see about a dozen different engineer types working on the vessel for the most part. There's a small little goblin just kind of lingering on a stack of crates. He's like sitting on one crate, another crate he's using as a table. He's pulling ale from another crate as he seems to have this huge kind of like schematic rolled out on a crate. And he seems to be muttering to himself about repairs and cost, and sees the 5 of you kind of saunter up to his position. Oh, can I help you?
I'm gonna let Asborn take the lead on that one.
Wait, my fucking my notes that had the name of the goblin is gone now. It's like something with a G.
Goblin?
Grabson. Oh yeah, sorry. I was like panicking. I'm like, I was like getting ready. I was looking at my character sheet and I'm like, where did it go? Hello, can I find? Would you happen to know where Grabson is?
That's me. I'm the caretaker for this boat, or this, excuse me, ship.
This ship. We're actually interested in buying this ship from Atreus.
Atreus, yeah, he's got it up for sale.
What's wrong with it?
Nothing. It's just under general maintenance right now. It's a good ship. The Moonlight, capable. We are in the process of installing its new ballista on board. We just got to get the upgrade done.
How long would that take?
Yeah, we could have it done by tonight, which is on schedule for what we wanted.
No cannon?
Well, it's unfortunately cannons are very weighty. These airships are fast and nimble for a reason.
Didn't I save the lightning gun from that one?
I think you have one saved, but I think it's back in Samara's parents' location, or her mother, back in the ivory the Ivory Heart City. It's vaulted there. It's there.
Okay. Little side quest to go pick that up. I want a lightning gun.
You'll get one. Don't worry. Anyways, we're thinking of buying the ship. Would it be possible to tour the ship while we're there? While we're here? Sorry.
Yeah, please follow me. He the little 2.5-foot goblin gets off, starts leading all of you up the gangway, and over the next 15 minutes, points everything out. The captain's quarters, which is a small room up on the main deck, points to the all the different helms features for steerage and managing the ship. It's only a 2-deck vessel, so there's the main deck, and then what's referred to as the common/cruise deck down below. There's 2 points of attachment for the different ballistae that can be installed. One on the right, one on the left of the main deck. You can see where the broomstone propulsion system is currently the heart of it is open as they're doing maintenance on the kind of like magical way that the energy is drawn from the broomstone and then creates the method of propulsion out into the wings of the ship and the main sail of the ship. And he's kind of droning on statistics. He's like, it's capable of traveling up to 35 knots. It can't reach an elevation beyond 1,000 feet, as it's not really designed for that. You could certainly try to take it higher if you want to, but its handling becomes a little bit more skeptical.
How do you make it go higher? Like upgrade it?
No, you just try to make it go higher. It's just harder to handle. I think the last captain was able to get it up to about 2,000 feet before its handling got really bad. These ships are designed to be fast in and out, move quickly, move small groups of people and small cargo. It's similar to like what a normal schooner does, only it's an airship.
Did everyone freeze or just me?
Just you.
Just you.
Dang it. Okay.
So what kind of anti-theft device does this have? Anything good?
What do you mean anti-theft?
I don't know, magics or something like that make the ship explode if someone tries to steal it. That kind of thing.
Strange question. Anyways, basically, whoever the captain of the vessel is, you take a blood sample, and only whoever that vessel captain is infused into the ship, and can only operate by whoever the designated flyer is. That's one thing we can do. Although currently, anybody with practical arcane skill and knowledge can operate the vessel.
Okay.
Don't even think about it.
I blow him off the ship. Come on, we're going. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Okay, cool. That sounds good. He just doesn't know how close he came to dying right now. Anybody can do. Thanks. Don't mind if I do. All right.
All right, let's close out this deal. We're definitely interested in buying. What rates are you looking at? Well, what are you looking for in terms of price?
I mean, Master Tourist told us that he's asking 150,000 for it.
On this thing? Look,
just off that alone? Sure, give me a persuasion check.
I'll help him.
Okay, that's fine. You do bear the Sinclair family name, so.
Fuck, why me? Hey, guess what
Ask
number
for
I rolled right
120.
now?
Ask for 120.
Hey, Jason, guess what number I rolled right now?
What?
A 7.
That's been your forte. How you've not snuck off to Vegas is beyond
11. No, 7's bad.
Yeah, this ship right here is what it's going for.
How about 75?
75. That's only half. You watch as he kind of looks at you and looks at the rest of you. He goes, maybe 140.
97.5.
You have weird math skills. Give me another persuasion check with advantage because you and Asborn are kind of dickering this deal.
That's better. 19.
135.
I whispered to Tobias, you can call
115,
out
you
at
got
any
yourself a
time."
deal.
125, and you got yourself a deal.
120, and you got yourself a deal.
Give me a persuasion.
You gotta get something out of it. 17.
120 it is. That'll work. Let me get your... Yeah, he spits... Goblins are no... You know, they're like... You just watch as he hawks a giant green hairy loogie into his hand.
Yeah,
And then, like...
that's fine.
Shakes... shakes your
And wipe it on fire. All right, we got ourselves a deal.
I hand him.
So, as you exchange the 120,000 worth of writ, which leaves you 130,000 in reserve, the schematics are given over to Tobias, the captain's log. All the pertinent information of the ship is now yours, Tobias, and the rest of the group, whoever wants to peruse it. You guys are now in the possession of the Moonlight.
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
what are you gonna call it?
Or I like the moonlight.
Moonlight Mouse. Oh.
Let's see. We gotta name this ship. It can't just be the
It's-
Moonlight.
It's the Moonlight. You know what's on the moon?
Light?
Cheese, because the moon is made out of cheese. Mice like cheese.
Nice connection there.
I don't like your way of thinking.
Getting
How about Qualish Killer?
I don't
it's a
think we're
bit on
trying
the
to.
nose.
I was going to say,
Yeah,
it's
that's
on
true.
the nose.
Yeah.
The total destruction ship that will launch itself into our entire country in 2 weeks. That's the name of the ship. Sure, yeah.
Qualified. We are qualified.
Let me think on it while we fly it around. Okay,
All right.
I guess we better stock the ship up and get going.
Let's do that.
Think they
Aye,
shall
aye,
finish
Captain.
the
Oh.
ballista by tonight?
Grabbins looks at you and says, "Yeah, you throw enough money at anything, we can get it done by tonight. Do you want this thing ship shape and fully stocked and ready to go by this evening?
Yeah,
Yes.
that'd be great.
Plan.
Well, an extra 5,000 gold in fees and costs and supplies. I'll get this thing up and running for you. Are you gonna need a crew, or are you gonna manage it yourselves?
We're
We should
fine.
do it.
This is our third flying ship.
Oh, amazing luck you seem to have.
No, or we'd have 3 ships. We have really bad luck.
Okay. I'll pay the 5,000 in maintenance and installation.
There's a reason I like you, Asborn. I know why.
Way. I'll be your
Yeah, because I've been broke for a while. I haven't really.
Insight check
anything.
him. Insight
Yeah,
check
you
him.
give me an insight check.
Let me see.
I'll load my deception roll
Insight.
against her insight check.
Oh God, he's so
Okay.
deceptive though.
Yeah, he is.
You know, Tobias, I have noticed that you've been pretty broke lately. I'm sorry that you're going through some financial
Okay.
troubles.
No, it's not troubles. I mean, I'm getting by. I'm just, I don't have
God,
money to
sick.
throw around like that. It'll be there when we need it. Don't worry. You're gonna be like, that guy's a billionaire. What the hell happened?
We bought it for 120, right?
Wait till I have a fleet of flying ships. Then I'll really be making
Yeah,
money.
120,000 gold.
Plus an extra 5,000 for the
So 125. And fully stocked with food and equipment and extra stuff.
yeah.
All right. And also, let's make an airship dock at our stone tube. What do we call
Oh
it?
yeah, Beowulf Tower. We can have
Beowulf Tower.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, at the tower. I'm just going to call it the tower.
I will send a message. I'm going to write down and send a note to the tower to add a dock for the airship to the top of the tower.
Good call.
Okay.
Then we'll look cool when we dock in and be like, we have our own dock. We don't pay docking fees. Oh, sweet. It's got wings.
Nice.
And that's what it looks like right there.
Sweet. Magical energy blowing into the... That looks really I'm probably going to blow the ship up. I can already see there's
possible.
issues.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh, damn.
Now the beauty of this vessel is it is compatible with both water and air. It's definitely not as performance driven when you use it in the water. It's obviously more performance driven compared to using it as a traditional airship.
Yeah, this ship's ass ain't gonna touch water. I'm gonna tell you that right now, unless we land in it.
I'm gonna ask the Grabbin. What was his name?
Grabbins.
Grabbins. I'm gonna ask Grabbins if he can give me a quick rundown on how to run the ship.
I'll be there, and Mara will be there as well.
Okay, so the three of you do that with Grabbins. Takes a couple hours of the mid-morning activity, but you guys have a general understanding of how it works. Best you could figure on the description that you're given and the information that Grabbins shares with you is that the primary propulsion system is in the back of the ship. That's pure brimstone. It then conduits all of the energy, the arcane nature of the brimstone, to the different smaller conduits of the different sail stanchions. That helps with guidance, propulsion when it goes up and comes down. And, he discusses the limits to it as well. And that, for the most part, it's, the magic of the brimstone should last indefinitely as far as they know from the nature of it, which is usually why these vessels are so expensive. Just goes over the fact that you have your main deck and your commons crew deck. So it's only 2 deck. It can carry up to about 7,500 pounds of cargo if it had to. Usually a crew of 4 would have no problem managing the vessel. So being that the team is 6, it shouldn't be a big idea or a big problem. He does mention that usually those of arcane abilities find it easier to navigate the vessel, and usually those with arcane skills also find it easy to steer and helms the vessel. Usually the remaining part of the crew manage the sails and the general kind of care and order of the vessel. It's built of a hardened oak and iron banded material. There are 2 ballista structures on it, so I will, as soon as I package up all the details of the airship, I will publish that in the Discord. Other than that, it's generally not all that difficult to run. There is an invocation effect where you can put it on what's called a autopilot feature, where you could just, not need to be at the helms the entire time. You just can set the helm and kind of like flip the switch that manages the brimstone feed, and it'll actually, travel it, in a certain direction without someone having to be at the helm if necessary. One of the beauties of airship travel.
Set it and forget it.
Yeah, pretty much.
And let's see. I need a cabin boy.
Why?
All ships have them. I'll go look for one later.
Don't kidnap anybody.
I'm not going to kidnap anybody.
You watch as he takes his little thug, mugger stick with him and tucks it in his belt.
What? I don't know how he got that knot on his head. He's 10 years old. He probably fell down.
10-year-old goblin? Pretty old.
Everybody's got a pet. I want something to love me unconditionally.
Look at him.
I mean, meanwhile, every time you see Thyson with his homunculus, it's just this little tiny booger creature. There's no emotion there.
He is a one-eyed little boy made out of smoke. Okay? Fuck you, asshole.
Okay, so I want to learn how to operate the ship with them, and then what I want to do is I want to plot a nav course to this island, and try to look at the charts and match up her poorly drawn map to
Hey.
a hyper accurate map that is on the ship.
Yeah, you take out, more importantly, because you do have a variety of maps available to you now, you do have a regional map of Nicodranus and the coastline of the Rasaka Lake, as well as the Quosaka jungle. And, you've pulled that map out. You pull out her drawing on the drafting table within the, the immediate unfurnished area of the cabins, of the captain's cabin that's up on the main deck. There's at least enough crates for you to kind of tack it down and work with it. Give me a survival check as you begin to examine both the map and the drawing.
Can I aid with that?
Yeah, you can give him advantage.
Survival, huh? All right. So it would be a whopping 13.
Okay. I mean, you plot maybe 5 different courses that take you into the general area you believe it to be. There's maybe 7 or 8 small size islands that match within a certain amount of accuracy of what Samara has drawn.
Okay.
You narrow it down to 3 islands. One island goes by the name of Baleen. Another island goes by the name of Chadrin. And then another island goes by the name of Alanthed. And they're relatively small. None of them seem to indicate any kind of habitation. They're just marked as very small atoll-style islands off the coast of the area in general that you think you want to begin searching.
And I look in a dictionary of those islands and to find out the root word of each one of them and which one is Death Island, because that would probably narrow down the one we have to go to, right?
Yeah, you can give me an investigation if you want to do that.
Okay, I shall. Come on, investigation, finally. 36.
Yeah. You send for the request at the Admiralty since you still have connections there.
That's right.
Within an hour, a package arrives that gives you quite a bit of information and instructions. That area off the coast is littered with dozens of very small, like 1 square mile or less islands in various shapes. And it's believed that at some point in the past, a meteorite strike or comet strike off that peninsula, maybe over 1,000 years ago, either right before calamity times or right after divergence, that shattered a major island that used to be there. There's lots of myth and lore around those shattered islands, and often that region is known as the Voided Isles, is what they're often referred to as. Some islands are charted, some aren't, so it can be a little bit dangerous to chart it by sea. There are maybe 2 or 3 guild outposts that have stationed themselves out there, but they change quite frequently. People come and go. There's a general myth that whatever caused the destruction of that primary island left behind rare substances and resources. And that's one of the attractions that sometimes people have to go and do small expeditions out to those islands to try to find any of those related things that they think might actually exist. But a lot of that is just a combination of general information, general understanding, and it's mostly used to help plot safe routes up into the Zarhashian coastal empire and up deep into the Graying Lands coastal region. So most of that information is designed to help people move through those islands without risk of damage or destruction to their vessels.
And then going at a reasonable speed, which would be like, if it goes 35 knots, I'd maybe go 20 knots. I don't go full blast, but how long?
You could be in that area in 3 days.
3 days? Okay.
Yeah, pretty quick. Pretty
3
fast
days.
vessel.
Okay. Okay, cool. All right.
So we have a course, we have a ship, we're ready to launch.
the last of the maintenance, and the ballista will be installed in the evening. So most of the morning and afternoon has been prep and getting the ship ready and stocked, as Grebbins had promised. At some point during the preparation, Arturus pays a visit to thank everybody for the purchase and to wish everybody good luck and good sail. So your dock fees for now are 100 gold per month. If you want to maintain Grebbins and his crew as a maintenance crew, that's an additional 250 gold per month as well.
Okay.
I would say that during this time, Asborn, you discover that to install and maintain the permits and licensings to allow the vessel to stanchion over at the Beowulf estate is probably close to, depending on who you talk to and whoever you hire to build the project, anywhere from 50 to 100,000 gold to make that happen.
Okay. What would I do for that one? Do we just go for it, or do I have to actually physically look?
I mean, you have to track down someone to build the project, which you just met Arturus, so he clearly would have access to that. Your family has contract and others that are in the business of construction. You probably have to go to the assessor's office within the governmental bureaucracy of the city to determine permit and licensing fees to get that acquired. That's usually a good deal of bribing and cajoling to get that available permit. Probably be built within 3 to 6 months.
Yeah, I'll talk to Arturus then.
Okay. So we'll say some of your afternoon is spent doing that. Afternoon wanes into early evening. The ship is done. Maintenance is complete. The ballistae are installed. The broomstone propulsion system has been reassembled into the back of the ship. The captain's quarters and the common crew's common deck down below has been commonly outfitted with furniture and other things. 2 weeks worth of food, water, rations, equipment, and other thing you need to maintenance the vessel has been loaded into the cargo hold portion of the deck. And all of you are now on your ship.
Yay!
Who's helming it?
Oh, come on. You know I
Bias?
got to do it.
Okay.
Like
It's
a
not
Tobias?
really designed for your size, so you unfortunately have to get like a small box to be able to stand on to get up to the right height to be able to manipulate the helm's piece.
You're like Tom Cruise. It's fine.
Yeah, and it's a combination of crystalline interactive like levers for the different propulsion systems. Kind of simple, forward is fast, in the middle is kind of neutral, back is backwards. The helm itself is designed for the main tilt sail to cause it to go left and right, and the helm can be pushed forward or pulled back to bring it down or bring it up. It's not. The only unique thing about it is that it's newer than any of the vessels that you've owned previously. It's also much more simpler and easier for you to figure out, since the Githyanki ship always had a weird kind of vibe about it, like this exotic otherworldly vibe. All this feels very familiar to you. It all feels very kind of matter of fact, so not really all that difficult.
Okay.
All of you hear the hum of the propulsion system kick in. The tethers are pulled back in and coiled up onto the main deck as the six of you begin to feel the vessel kind of rise slowly above the city. And as it rises, you can then see the lighted tower system that's designed on the buildings down below to guide you safely out of the city to avoid any kind of precarious situations. And over the next hour, the vessel begins to drift and follow that course. You guys have left the city. You're now over the coastal waters at approximately 500 feet. And it is now evening, late evening, by the time you get to that point.
I was going to put it through its paces, weaving in and out of the buildings at high speed.
Oh, I'm aware.
That's why you made us go out
I want to write in my journal to the traveler and talk to him about, like, we're going after, or at least we're going to attempt to go after the pet, the island creature.
Okay.
I think he's.
So that's what I'm
looking
doing this
for
evening.
them.
Okay. Anybody else want to see Tobias? You're at the helm.
Mhm.
I'll say Thyson and Asborn and Mara are helping you with the overall just managing of the ship, learning it more.
I mean, I would be in there too.
Okay. So it's just a busy evening. If you want to keep it running all night, you're gonna have to establish a watch for sure to keep an eye on things. You test some of the more nuanced components of the vessel. I'll say that Asborn, you begin to get familiar with the ballistae structure. And actually, it's interesting. The ballistae could either be handled individually by a person, or it can be aimed and set into a block setting. And then there's a wire lever system up by the helm where you can pull. It'll automatically just kind of shoot a pre-designated ballista in whatever direction it's currently pointing at. Kind of just a very quick and dirty way of just, launching and using it as either an attack or defensive weapon. But so far the evening's gone relatively smooth. Fire for you down below as you're kind of just, getting used to the space and the familiarity of a single kind of common. There's the main captain's cabin up above, which isn't really that big. It's only maybe about 125 square foot room, very simply built. Down in the commons deck, there's no traditional galley. There's just an area of what you would just call food prep, and with some seating that you could all sit at. There's 2 tables, 8 chairs, like a little kind of table and storage area for food that's already kind of prepared and ready to go, where it can just be assembled and then consumed. The rest of the commons crew deck is either for cargo space or kind of very fashionable, just common cabins quarters that are maybe about 50 square feet in size, enough for a small bed, a little, iron foot locker box, and maybe a chair and a side table just to, be able to give it some creature comforts. So you kind of take all that in. The weather's not too bad at this point. It's when you decide to settle into one of the rooms and take this moment to write in your journal. I'll say, as you're sitting at the little end table and kind of writing in the journal, a familiar divot in your bed, and then the familiar green cloak and the smile appears. Well, I see you're going to give it a go again, huh? This is the 3rd ship, isn't it?
Yes. Well, this one's nicer than the last ones.
It's really interesting. I tried really hard to use the veil to go and speak with some friends of mine. Can't help but notice that it's a little thin. Something going on there.
I think Qualish is breaking magic.
Yeah. I don't think it's Qualish, though.
No, he's got some
else.
dude named the Chained Oblivion inside of him.
Well, that's saying a lot more, I think. I have heard about the Chained Oblivion. It's mostly just myth, though. Boogeyman stories to keep the little failings from staying up all night. Catch my meaning.
Might not be a myth.
Well, that's fair. Well, good luck. I'm going to make some inquiries of my own. But I got to head on back to Nicodranus. I just keep getting plagued by these weird requests from a little tiny blue tiefling. She's very annoying. Strange accent. I'm going to go deal with that, and then hopefully I can get back to you.
Okay. I'll write you again.
Yeah. Keep your head up. You're doing good. You're not doing bad for someone who used to be a mass murderer. And he just kind of smiles and fades.
Okay, I do kind of like his humor.
All right.
So, who's taking the first watches? as you're doing your first evening of travel in the. So the question is, you have 3 charted courses, Tobias. Which one are you focusing on? There's Baleen, Chodra, and Athilid. Those are the 3 islands that kind of match fairly close to what Samara's kind of written down.
What's the name of them?
There's Baleen,
Mm-hmm.
Chandra, and Alithid.
Those changed from when I wrote them down the last time.
No, they're the same.
Illithid.
Alithid, which is Aethaliad, Alithid. And then there's Chandran, and then there's Baleen.
Yeah, that the one I said.
So you're gonna go after Alithid?
Yeah.
Okay. You finish charting the course. Who's taking the first watch? Whoever's taking the first watch is also in charge of the helm.
Mara and I can do that.
Okay. So Mara and Samara take first watch. Who's taking second watch?
I'll take
I'll take second with
Fire and Asborn taking second, and Thyson and Tobias taking final watch. So Samara, go ahead and give me a perception check.
For each of us?
for you and Sam.
Yep.
Okay.
Don't forget your pet too.
Me. Oh, that's right. So, and I'm doing a what? Perception?
Correct.
For me, that is a 15.
Okay.
But for Mara, perception is a 25
Okay.
math. And then I forgot to do one for Pepper. And I apologize, I did not have that up because I forgot. Perception. And I think he has. Okay. 12.
On average, not bad. Mara's definitely puts it a bit on the high side.
Yeah.
While everyone else is taking their rest, and the two of you just kind of keeping the vessel moving, keep an eye on things, keeping things locked into the course. From time to time, checking to make sure the course is okay. About the only thing you notice is out in the horizon, there's a general increase in the... Because we're in summer now, right? Because you guys did your 4-month skip through spring, and now we're in summer. There is the beginning of a summer storm forming way off in the horizon. Doesn't look too nefarious or very kind of normal for this time of year. You can
Is
see
it in the same direction that we're heading?
No, it's more off to the right. Like you're gradually passing by it. It's maybe 10, 15 miles off on the horizon. You can just every now and then see a flash of light, you know, that kind of like desert storm where you can see it more than you can actually feel or hear it.
Yeah.
If it stays off where it is, give me a survival check as you stare at it.
From each of us or just from me?
Just from you.
I need to get rid of this dice. Or this die, I should say. Survival. 13.
I mean, it just feels like a normal storm. Doesn't really seem all that out of the ordinary. Down below, you can see the wake trails from ships that you're passing over, the bioluminescence of the tide kind of crashing from time to time. But your guys' watch goes by pretty much undisturbed, bringing Fire and Asborn up for the second watch.
Okay.
Fire and Asborn, go ahead and give me perception if you're on the second watch.
Oh, nat 20, 22.
Nice.
Okay, so for me and for Ember is the green and purple dice. Oh, balls. Perception. I got a 14.
Oh my god, he's screeching. Did you give him a teether? Is that why?
No.
Usually when he's chewing on something, he screeches like that. You're muted. I can't hear you.
I know, because he's still screaming.
Ah.
I got a 14 and Ember got a 9.
Okay. Your watch pretty much goes the same as the previous watch. Nothing too untoward. The storm passing by at this point as we move into the third watch. Tobias and Thyson, go ahead and give me perception checks.
I got a 24.
I also got a natural 20, 22.
Nice.
It's really funny.
During the late hours of your watch, off to the starboard portion of the vessel, maybe roughly about 100 feet out and almost even with the height that you guys are currently traversing at 500 feet, there's almost like a bright arcane flash of light. There's almost like it's almost like you're watching something dissolve. It's very strange. Give me an Arcana check, Thyson.
Okay. Uh, 17.
17. It's almost like watching a piece of the veil of the ethereal plane and the material plane is kind of dissolving on its own accord. The magic is kind of diffusing, and there's almost like this window of energy that kind of broadcasts open for the briefest of moments. You watch as something very large moves through it. It flies around for a moment and then disappears in the opposite direction of the ship, just kind of leaves. And then you see another one after about an hour of your watch. You see another indication that matches the same thing. Bright points of light come into existence, and you watch as 2-3 dozens of these little luminescent flying creatures pass through. They kind of shift around like in a cloud of luminescent kind of insects, and they drift off as well. But then the rest of your watch pretty much goes by with no other concern or problem. And at near daybreak, you begin to wake up the rest of the crew. Everybody is now awake. You're on day 2 of your return since coming back from Avernus. And you just completed day 1 of your journey. No, you're on day 3, actually. You're on day 3. And
Okay.
day 2 of your journey towards the Elithid Atoll. You're all together on the commons deck at the kind of little area to kind of gather food and eat and prepare yourselves for the day. It's early morning. What do you guys want to do?
I'm going to spend my time studying the manual. I want to know everything about this ship.
Okay. Anybody else?
I am going to scry on the
I was
island.
just gonna say that maybe one of us should do that.
Yes.
So I'll go be with you, and
I'm going to use the gem
Okay.
to scry on the island.
Tobias, go ahead and give me a intelligence roll. D20 and add your intelligence modifier.
Shit. Why me, God? The worst rolls of my life. Oh my God. Guess what number with my added pluses it is?
What?
7.
Yes.
At some point, Fire and Samara, as you go to find a space to safely do Fire's scry, you realize that Tobias is reading the book upside down. You turn it right side up as you walk by him. And suddenly, Tobias, it makes a little bit more sense.
God, it makes so much more sense this way.
Asborn and Thyson, what are you two doing with your morning?
I have nothing to do. I'm chilling. Probably just helping around the ship.
Fair enough.
I mean,
Thyson?
I got nothing else. I'll just hang out with her.
Okay. So say since you guys are just doing activity on the ship, go ahead and give me perception checks. Tobias, you're already you don't have to do perception, Tobias, because you're studying the manual.
Okay.
Asborn and Thyson, just give me baseline perception numbers to work with.
Okay.
Can
10.
we use my passive perception?
No, because you and Samara are working on the scry effect, so you're not keeping a watch.
I got an
Right, so
8
not me.
smile.
Okay. What'd you get, Asborn?
I got a 10.
Okay, fair enough. Samara and Fire, you find some space up near the front of the Commons cruise deck. Just a little area in the cargo bay that's got some room in it. You're muted, Samara.
Mara got a 27 on perception, just giving a heads up.
Okay, good to know. They'll definitely have a little bit more value than the other numbers. The two of you find a place to set up the scry gem and focus on the scry. Go ahead and give me a D100, please, Fire. Can't wait till someone rolls a 1. It's going to be phenomenal.
You're okay, honey. You're okay. Oh, where's the 10?
Ooh, somebody's tired.
I know. He was just on a.
I can tell by the crankiness, he is definitely tired.
My friend actually has a D100, and every time you tell me to roll one, I'm like, I just need to buy one of those.
Yeah, I mean, they're useful. Definitely easier.
Because otherwise I'm hunting through my bag, like, where is it?
All right, so 97.
97, really good. Magic stabilizes. No particular problem with it. The relic is intact. And you begin to focus on the island. And true to her word, the drawing that Samara made makes sense. Once again, though, you see what she saw. Little cracks and kind of like voids in the ethereal plane, in the in-between layers of the veil that separate the different kind of magical expectations of this world and the other magical planes of existence. You could see that erosion, those strange void pockets as well that are purposely being used to kind of hide this location. But with all of Samara's information and guidance, it takes your eye in that direction. And now you're hovering over the very kind of like familiar location. The island is awash with undead, fiendish creatures, multiple undead giant-like creatures that just seem to patrol. And in the very kind of like center of the space, there's Qualish's cage. It's a very kind of like almost luminescent cage. His very kind of emaciated form, almost to the point where it's just skin, bone, atrophied muscle of his form on the inside of the cage, just kind of sunken in and sullen on himself. And then, of course, you could see the great creature kind of moving around the island, swimming, itself quite massive in size. And then the island off to the left. The description of it seems fairly apt. You focus on it for a while. Go ahead and, if you want to try to copy it down with Samara there with you, as you come back from the scry, go ahead and first give me a survival check.
Can I hit her with the guidance?
Absolutely.
Rummaging around in my dice box is making him wake up.
Of course it is.
Oh, I got a 1 on my guidance.
21. Poor buddy. So Samara, she begins to describe it for you. The two of you pull out one of Tobias's maps and recheck his charts and recheck everything. You're 99% sure the island that you need to get to is Chandra. That feels like the right island. It matches, it makes sense, the azimuth and the longitudinal position. And it's one particular part of the island that Fire picked up on, a kind of little, small little outcropping of the island itself, almost like there's a small bay or a beach landing on it, which pretty much matches the Tundra Island. You get that much information from her description.
So Tobias, I think
As
we're
he's-
going. I think we're going to the wrong island. I
Oh,
think we got to go to Chandra. So we just double checked.
okay.
Just if you want to recalibrate, whatever you need to do, Captain.
Okay. Well, I'll do that.
Okay, so you rechart the course. Go ahead and give me a fresh survival check with advantage to chart your new course.
Ah, finally. So that would be it'd be a nat 20, but a 21.
Okay. You spend a good 20 minutes recharting. To get to the island would be less than maybe 2 days, depending on the weather and getting to that location. It takes you a little bit closer to the jungle coastline than the other one did. The other one took you within 15 miles. This one takes you within 10 miles. This is also a deeper sea or deeper kind of like portion of this part of the Lucidian Sea. But yeah, course makes sense. The correction makes sense. You head back up to the helm's deck, spend a good 5 minutes kind of recalibrating, reorganizing the ship in the proper direction. All the
Okay.
morning activities are done. Anybody want to do anything with your afternoon activities?
Can I scout ahead with my nature ways to make sure that the weather is going to be pretty okay for the rest of the afternoon /
Sure.
evening?
How are you doing that again? Druidcraft?
Through speak with nature, I guess. Can I speak with like clouds or something? I don't know. What nature? I can speak with things.
I would say you take the moment to meditate with the winds,
There we go.
right? While everybody else is either busy kind of handling the vessel, getting it even better, Asborn is kind of tinkering with the ballista. Thyson is examining the different propulsion systems, trying to get a better understanding of how they work. Tobias is at the helm. Fire is kind of up on the deck, sitting on some crates, jotting notes and descriptions and features into her journal. You take the moment to kind of go into a very kind of traditional namaste position up on the very aft portion of the vessel. You find a little area to do that. You begin to focus on the winds and the energy around you. As you do, there's this kind of strange sensation that you pick up on. The winds kind of give you this sensory feeling of persistent cold in front of you, which is strange for the summer season. You get the feeling that in a couple days' time, a large hurricane will be forming in this general area. But you
Well,
can't
crap.
quite pinpoint where. Maybe within anywhere from 10 to 100 miles of the general location that you're going to. And it should arrive either in the morning of the second day from today or possibly that evening. Hard to know. There's a bit of an unnatural feeling about it. The winds almost like issue warnings to you, like kind of guiding you away, almost as if to say, don't go in this direction. It's too dangerous. Don't do it. And the winds ebb and flow and ebb and flow. It's at this point, as you kind of open your eyes, you come out of this condition. It's a very small dot off in the distance that's getting closer.
Crap.
And closer. And that's where we're going to finish tonight. It's 10 o'clock. Time to get our son home for the evening because he'll fall asleep in the car. But hey, everybody, thanks for coming out. We finally got together again. And when we're back next week, which I think everybody's schedule should be firmed up by now.
Yeah.
I don't think you're off again until sometime in August, Sam?
Me? No, I should be good. I think. Fingers crossed. I'm in a new job, so there might be some unexpected things.
No worries.
You got like a new job, like at a school, or just a different job at the school?
No, at a different school.
She's at a private school now, I think, right?
No, I'm still at a public school, but I'm working as a coach instead of as a teacher, an academic coach. So I'm working with the teachers.
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
Yeah.
No more students, just teachers.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Thanks for coming out. We should be back here on Sunday, I believe. Or you can head over to D&D Club, watch us over there. And then we'll be finally hopefully we'll be back next Monday with our live studio game, Pike's Promise, as everybody is back. Tobias is looking recovered, or should I say Jerry.
Yeah.
And we should gather with Carolyn and Ivar and Callista and what's our other new player's name? Forget her name. You're
Rachel.
And Rachel. As we continue to explore 200 years after the failed ascension by Vecna in the great expanse of Isola and the Othanzian Empire over by Vasselheim. We do that every Monday night, 7 o'clock live in our studio. So join us for that if you want. And as I always like to say, everybody be kind, be safe, and play a game when you can. It's good for your mental health, I promise you. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you. Bye. Everybody else, hey, linger if you would for a bit. Just linger a bit.